My fans, I have arrived.
Me too.
Melt in your mouth.
They look so cheery.
You're an M&M. There's no point in wondering where your pockets are.
Tasting smooth, creamy milk. Chocolate center.
You're an M&M. It's alright. There's no sense in wondering where your pockets are.
Milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
Don't worry, they say hi.
Solid milk chocolate. M&M's.
I love being on TV when you're an M&M. Don't worry, it's alright.
Solid milk chocolate. M&M's.
Don't worry,
Get in the ball. The milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
do you think
Bite-sized candies. The milk chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies. Creamy milk chocolate. Milk chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies.
I hope no one
Almond chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies. Chocolate center. Milk chocolate.
you're an M&M?
No one wrong.
There's no point in wondering where your pockets are.
Only M&M's candies.
You're an M&M. It's alright. There's no sense in wondering where your ear holes are.
Milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
So it's that kind of party. Dark chocolate, darker than they see. So it's that kind of party. When you're an M&M. 13 more hours. Oh no.
Solid milk chocolate.
Aye. 13 more hours. Oh no.
Milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies. The milk chocolate.
rock the boat?
Bite-sized candies. Creamy milk chocolate. Milk chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies.
M&M?
Almond chocolate.
Do you think
Bite-sized candies. Chocolate center.
when you're an M&M?
Milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
Must buy other
Milk chocolate melts in your mouth. Creamy milk chocolate. Milk chocolate. Milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
must buy other
Milk chocolate melts in your mouth.
They say hi when you're an M&M.
All the M&M's you could want. With peanuts or plain.
Might wonder. Might wonder. You're an M&M. 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 You're an M&M.
The milk chocolate. Bite-sized candy. Chocolate center. The milk chocolate. Bite-sized candy. Chocolate center. The M&M's can only all new M's. The M&M's can bite-sized candies. M's. The M&M's can only all new M's. The M&M's can.
I'd say that's a wrap.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Dara's Hangout Den. It has been a month's time. It's not exactly a month, but it has been a month's time. But anyway, welcome once again to, for those who are just joining or don't know what Dara's Hangout Den is, I do it once a month with people who have been former guests of Darachat. Now, obviously, I try to mix them up because I do try to have people who don't know each other, sort of do that cross-pollination sort of thing of different people. I've done it with D-Pad Chad and Kitty Flip City. I had Putinbot on with a few others and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different people with a lot of different ideas and all those sorts of stuff. So I'm just being able to mix them up, sort of like you saw with that, with a bunch of different M&Ms, right? Peanut, all that stuff. So, but yes, I do enjoy doing that. So, but anyway, I won't introduce these people because they have a brain and they know how to use it. So I'll let you go first, Jeff.
First off, I got to say that M&M thing was a very interesting flashback to the 1900s and how they would advertise their candies, and very catchy tune. But greetings, one and all. AlaskaManJeff here. Been here on Darachat. What was it, like 3-4 months ago? I can't remember.
It must have been because it wasn't during, it was probably during the summertime at least, and so it's been a while. Oh, hey Alpha, thank you. No, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Just a little bit about yourself and your stuff.
Just a little bit about myself. Okay, I am a an aspiring storyteller, animator. I tell stories during my live chats, and sometimes I'll ramble until all hours of the night to cover like one or two main points. I'm an avid AI hater, and I love to remind Daramouthe of that. But in all reality, I am a deep thinker and like to think about kind of the how our culture is changing through technology or through changes in our social media, things like that. I study geopolitics, the whole gamut.
Mhm. Yes. Let's go. I'll let the HeckintheWhy go ahead go next.
Oh, okay. Well, we're HeckintheWhy. I'm the Raven Dove. This is my squab.
Squab.
For those of you who don't know, a squab is a baby dove.
Aw.
We basically our channel is all about the little guy helping the little guy, sort of.
Mhm.
We stream weekly, only on non-school nights, obviously.
Right.
And like the mission of our channel is to showcase the creative work of small and independent game developers
Mhm.
and to help them succeed. And we have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, you do a lot of indie gamers, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically all we do, unless we're doing some kind of special thing, like in the summer.
Mhm.
I've got a 4-day work week.
Oh.
Squab is off, so
Mhm.
we add an extra day where we do throwback stuff. So it's all retro gaming on Thursdays.
Nice. Yeah, because I've stopped by and seen some of your streams before. Not lately, of course, but there's a lot of Friday was a adventure in itself. All right, Forge, you're up to bat.
Ruh-roh, Reggie. Well, I am HalfPine Forge or Celtic Blacksmith in the chat sometimes. I do blacksmithing videos. Lately, I've been tapping into instructional videos.
Oh, nice.
Pretty soon, I'll be working into doing like historical type videos, like just sit and chat and everything. Hence all the upgraded equipment to tell stories about like blacksmithing folklore and like gods and legends and stuff within that realm.
Yeah.
I also have a website at halfpineforge.com. You can check out my store and you can buy some of my my goodies. It's a little bit anemic right now, but little by little, I'm adding a couple of products here and there.
Well, that sucks. I mean, is the anemia a personal issue, or is that just something that's
it's hard to keep up with everything, maintain a house, my workshop, a full-time family time with everybody,
Right.
and trying to get the videos up, trying to keep up with my X account, with all this stuff. So it's kind of hard. Plus, me time.
Yeah.
Hey, Frogman, I think he thinks you actually have anemia.
I was asking. That's why I ask.
That's not what I mean, Dara.
he meant the store is anemic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a small selection going on there.
See, when you use words and use them in such a way, that's why I asked for clarification. But anyway, thank you for that. No, I mean, yeah, I've been seeing you on X trying to engagement bait.
Very nice way of putting it there.
We could go with what some people call it desperation, some people call it attention seeking. I mean, what do you want? What do you want me to call it? What do you call it?
Those are even more harsh.
You're putting them out there. I'm just looking at it like, what is this man doing? What is he trying to do?
I think I see you on X more than actual game developers, and we've cultivated game developers intentionally.
Yeah.
They get a little spicy sometimes.
well, you do. Well, there were some posts I did see where you did post them as engagement baiting or whatever you called it, and I was like, all right, well, he's going for the gold.
My engagement curses.
Okay. Oh, engagement curses. Jeez, goodness sake. Yeah, I know a lot of people are again for X because you have to get like, was it 2,000 verified now and all that other stuff to be able to be monetized. I think it is, which I mean, look at me. Do I look like I don't aim for that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not even half. I don't even think I'm halfway for YouTube monetization, and that's beyond my scope. But yeah, it gets pretty bad on X.
Monetization across all platforms has become near impossible.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's certainly a lot harder than it used to be. When I started out on YouTube, I just had basic, small, tiny channels, and I was still able to somehow get those monetized until they changed the rules and then demonetized us.
Jeez.
Well, back in the day, I actually was in advertising, and I learned kind of the hard way that advertising does not work. And this is really fascinating, actually, because I was actually at a TV station, and we were trying to help all these businesses, and they would come in with their pitches for how they wanted to try and promote their business. Every last one of them, if they were local, it failed. The number one thing that got it to work was whether or not they actually were a good experience for customers, because a bad reputation spread like wildfire.
Oof.
Kind of like what's over in LA. But
jeez.
What advertising could do would be to just amplify any sort of bad press that they have and just take it to 11. And so then we noticed that even on web advertising, the majority of the people that were viewing it were fake. And or they were in the wrong area. $4,000 one company put into advertising. Every last click and view was from it's like 2,000 miles away.
Jeez.
So it's like nobody locally actually even saw their product.
Yeah. And that's been a big thing too, at least for the Rumble side, because a lot of people, or at least some people I've seen, have been upset by the ad fill stuff, which even I don't understand. But then again, that's not my focus of understanding that stuff. Me looking at my analytics, though I do kind of on YouTube, but me looking at my analytics is sort of just like, what does that mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I asked that a question a lot, especially on Rumble, where they sort of named things differently.
Yeah, well, they're still supposed to be in transition of coming out with that new dashboard. Just the question of when is not answered. It's been promoted, it's been hyped, but the answer of when it's coming out is sort of been left to the winds of time. You don't know when it's going to happen or where you know where it's going to happen, but you don't know when it's going to happen. And it's just supposed to be, oh, look, there it is, and all that stuff. So, but yeah, no, that's the story I've heard, because there's someone who's been on before who's trying to make a business out of, the content creation thing, and they want better analytics on the Rumble side, which I can understand. But when like you were talking about with the ad stuff, Jeff, it's a very interesting thing to learn. So thank you for that. But two, it's what a majority of people who are doing this don't understand, right? Ad fills and all that. Even I don't understand it, but I mean, I just do it to understand. But it's just, it's just one of those things. But yeah, just one of those things. Because again, when we come back to the monetization factor, and this is just my perspective, while it can be helpful, monetization at its own right kind of feels like it ruined the creative part. Part of it, my reasoning is because you look at all these people who are creating content, right? Doesn't matter the platform, just whatever. What are they creating for? I mean, why do you have a bunch of people out there who are right now playing video games? Nothing against. Sorry, Jeff. You're playing a lot of Fortnite, all right? But I understand.
It's all about community building, because if I was trying to do this for money, it would not go over very well. Because why look at one person playing a game? I mean, this isn't the day of when PewDiePie got started.
No.
Now, there was nobody doing it. So it was just the absence of. But now everybody's doing it. You're never ever going to make a living doing it. And what's more, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
In all reality.
Right. No, and again, my thing is not to do as a call out, but it's just to be like, you already have a ton. To make a comparison, right? YouTube is an ocean. Compared to anything else, YouTube is an ocean just because of what it is. Compared to Rumble, which is a lake, right? You have an ocean versus lake, but still the problem is still the same. You have a bunch of people wanting to do. Now, I'm not saying everyone, right? It's not everyone there. Some people I've met who just want to enjoy the ride and all that stuff. My issue is that you have a lot of people that are out there for either the monetization or the reach factor, which understandably so. Again, if you're making a business out of this, but it's also understandable that once you reach into the side, you're going to have to multi-facet yourself to multiple platforms, because it's like what I kept hearing a long time ago is, to make multiple revenues of stream, because if you're being self-employed or whatever, it's just that whole ordeal. But it's disheartening for me, because it feels like it just begs the question of, why are you creating? I do this because it's just fun, and I get to meet all of your pretty faces, except for it. She just looks at me weird. But he does sometimes. Then I have to smirk at him with a fist and just. And Dasher says, I guess Rant may change a tip. Rick put up pull day. I did see that. That's a possibility, but don't know. It makes more sense. I see that. I agree with Tip. Never got the rant thing. Well, the rant was alliteration. So Rumble rant. That's called an alliteration for those who don't know. And all that stuff.
Also known as onomatopoeia.
Gosh dang it, I can't say that word.
It's easy. It's so easy that I actually did it wrong just now. Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia?
Onomatopoeia.
Yep. It's not. Wait, is it not picking me up?
It is. You're just mumbling. Don't be a mumbler.
No.
Onomatopoeia. This is not like saying European, because you can make fun of that one. YouTube. Well, okay. YouTube is a mall of America. Rumble's a strip mall. Yeah, I guess you could use that analogy too. I guess that works. I just see it as one is an ocean, one is a lake, and boy, is it an interesting time. But I mean, even for the gaming faction, like for you, HeckintheWhy. I mean, I know for you, you do this because you want to be, like you said, be the little guy helping the little guy out. But I mean, what do you see for content creation in your perspective?
Well, I mean, if you look at what it takes to be a successful, growing, monetizable streamer, we're basically doing all of the things wrong.
Right.
But in order to do the things right, we would have to violate our mission. So we're basically variety streamers, but with a niche. And we play a different game usually every week. So there's not a whole lot of opportunity there for us to pull in people who like a particular game. We don't play, like, by nature, we play games that are not super popular because our goal is to take games that nobody knows about and get people to know them. So there's not a lot of people tuning into those categories either.
Yeah.
Squab is not, thankfully, because I only have so much that my heart can take. Not technically a teenager yet.
Okay.
So, be that as may.
Wait
that means she's still in school, and so we're limited to non-school nights. So we stream once a week, and then we've just recently tacked on an extra, like, second Saturday of the month. So again, we're not streaming often enough to really build a big, growing community.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, somebody will fall into this hole of chaoticness that we have, and be all like, "Whoa, these people are weird. I kind of like it though." And then we have a new regular.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what makes it rewarding for us.
I think the main reason we're still getting people in our YouTube chat is because our YouTube chat is just crazy people. So we're just getting crazies.
It is crazy people. Yes, this is true. We need to get some more craziness in the Rumble chat, though. We're lucky enough to be blessed by HalfPine Frog over here. HalfPine, you're muted. You're muted, Frog.
How am I muted?
There you are.
I'm
Oh,
not.
we can hear him now.
He's our favorite frog. There's a fun story about that too, but we'll maybe touch on that later. But yeah, I mean, so for us, it's not really about like we're never going to be a massive channel.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen. We're monetized on Twitch and we're monetized on Rumble, and then YouTube is all like, "No, little guy, we hate you. No monetization for you." But here's an audience that you can entertain and we can make money off of.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. YouTube likes to it's a funny thing because what was it? I remember hearing someone say like even if you're not monetized, they'll still put ads on your videos, and you know, and it makes sense because they're a company. So
right. And I can't hate them for that. Obviously, you know, a business exists to make money, and that's how they do it, and that's fine with me.
What you wanted to say something, Jeff? What did you want to say? I thought you were gonna say something, so I apologize.
Did you have something up there?
I'm holding. I try and hold my. Yes. Hello down there. I try and hold my tongue as best as possible because you know I will rant and go on all these tangents.
That's what the show's about.
I will say this one thing though.
Yeah.
I think we are in for a shakeup across the entire streaming business. I really do think advertising is going to fail in the next few months to years, and I do believe that a lot of streamers that have made their entire business model off of it are going to realize the money's not here. So people that are more passionate about trying to do community building or doing what you're doing, Daramouthe, or being able to be a place for people to come and interact in a different way, a positive way. That sort of stuff's really going to take off. And I think that a lot of the people that got into it for the money are all going to start jumping ship because they realize that boat has sailed and they're going to try and find something else.
Isn't that what happened with YouTube a while back? The what they call it, the adpocalypse, or what was it?
Yes. And actually I won't go into the specifics, but I did work actually for a very big YouTube group. And again, I won't go into the details of that, but I will say that I did it for a while and I noticed they were in like panic mode. Everything was falling apart financially, but yet it also was still staying pretty high. But you could see the writing was on the wall. Everything was going to start caving in. And so a lot of these people, I encourage people to start realizing, hey, you know, you gotta diversify, and not diversify meaning find another platform. No, diversify into your careers. Make this a part of it. Don't make it your sole career because you're going to be crushed by it. And you're going to be maybe disheartened, and you're probably going to lose yourself along the way. And you're not going to recognize yourself. If you're going to look at yourself in the future and say, who is that stranger? It just breaks.
Yeah. Wait, when you say YouTube group, does that mean that worked with YouTube, or was that a separation of?
That was a group that was making their entire business model off of streaming and videos.
Okay. Because I was like, is that like another YouTube think tank now? Is that what's going on? But yeah, no, I can see that because again, a lot of people rely on that sort of ad revenue stuff. I mean, it's always a nicety when people are, you know, do a rant or the gifted subs, whatever. I mean, that's been a big boon for Rumbles, the gifted subs, but I mean, that's very person dependent. And then you see a lot of these creators who move to a monthly subscription and all this stuff. And it's just like, there's an end point to it. It really is for an individual. Cause how many streaming services are there out there? Right. And then you have, and then you have all this stream, you know, content creation streaming stuff, and there are monthly subscriptions, and you know, Twitch and YouTube, and of course Rumble as well, and all that stuff. At a certain point, you know, there's only so much one can do, and being on multiple platforms will just have their tribes, I would think, and they'll just stay there.
Yeah, I mean, as far as subscriptions go, like, I mean, we've got people who have paid subscriptions on Twitch. We've never gotten a subscription on Rumble. But we make about as much on Rumble as we do on Twitch from Rumble rants, which I guess are going to be Rumble tips or something like that. I like Rumble rants. We should keep it that way. Rick, you know me, right? Nah, he didn't know me. Anyways, but the thing that stands out to me about that, and maybe one of the reasons that we don't have any paid subscriptions on Rumble and very few on Twitch, is because they essentially cost about as much per year as a lot of these big streaming services. Or some things where it's kind of like you're getting a network, like Blaze, or I'm not even sure if Blaze TV still exists, but that kind of thing, where you're getting access to a whole host of different creators and a whole big library of content. If you pay $5 a month for HeckintheWhy, you get us once a week. So, and
that's a price 2 for 1. That's 2 for 1 right there.
I mean, yeah, you're getting essentially half price there. So just saying.
That's the best deal I could ever think of.
But I mean, the point is, unless something changes drastically in the economy, a lot of people are going to be making decisions like, okay, well, I can pay for Hulu, and I can pay for Disney, and I can pay for Netflix, and I can pay for HeckintheWhy?
Question mark. It's a question in itself. Yeah, and of course, Forge. I mean, you're doing your stuff for your end for content creation. What have you seen for your end? Because I mean, again, you were pushing those posts and stuff on X and then other stuff. So,
dude, I've finally cracked. I think I might have cracked 2 whole Earth monies in ad revenue.
Earth monies, please do tell.
What are those credits or the units or
ad revenue? I think I'm at like $1.93 or something now.
Hey, there you go. Pennies you didn't have before.
Well, that's about how much we've made over the course of the 2.5 years that we've been on Twitch from ad revenue.
Sounds about right. I have more fun making fun of myself for it. I'll go into work and tell the guys at work, I'll be like, I'm going to have to quit now, man. I'm rolling in the Benjamins. I'm done. I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice, man. I'm just going to ride off of this until retirement.
They'll call him Mr. Forge for all the money he's made up.
So it's actually kind of interesting you mentioned about quitting your job for that, or I know you're joking about that, but I actually knew somebody who did that, and it backfired horribly. And so I feel like the last 10, 15 years, we were given a false view. And by the way, I did see someone mention my mic is breaking up, so I'll try and be a little bit more monotone just in case something happens. But the last 10, 15 years has kind of deceived a lot of people to think that somehow this is an industry that is going to just keep going. There's sometimes you have an industry, it sparks, and then it crashes, and a very small number of people make it through. Because you're right. I think it was HeckintheWhy that mentioned about you have only so much money to be able to spread around. And how are you going to be able to figure out which ones you're going to go with for your when you're paying money, especially when everything's going up in price? So I seriously think it's going to become as kind of limiting as like a series of 100 channels.
Hey, Jeff, your mic is doing it again.
Yeah, you're sounding underwater.
I think what it is do you have a dynamic microphone?
How about this? Can you hear me better?
Okay, so your mic is doing something that's very familiar to me from when I had the nightmare of setting up this microphone. God, I hate setting up audio. And what it is I think that it's starting out good because it hears your voice as your voice. But then as it progresses, it starts to think your voice is background noise. And so it changes its levels. So if there's some kind of software that you're supposed to run the microphone with, you might want to turn the dynamic leveling off.
So I just turned off noise.
Yeah. Nope.
That. So let me double check something.
Okay.
Carry on. I will provide.
No, we'll just sit here and watch. No. Yes.
I'm just gonna stare at you.
Fix it. No, yeah, and going back to Forge, I mean, again, you have a no, you're fine. You have a store, you have all that stuff, and I mean, I know you're doing this thing because you have a lot of talent with forging and whatnot, and it's not really, I mean, it is kind of out there, but it's more of like, what's that one show?
Fire.
Forge and Fire, I think it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have something like that. But I mean, barber. No, sorry, that's wrong. No, that's right. Isn't it barber? No, not Barber Smith. Blacksmith. Blacksmithing. I meant blacksmithing.
Yeah, I'm not Barbara smithing. I have
That's the new word for today. Barber smithing. People are like, what the hell? Oh my god.
Oh no, Frog. Now you're having mic issues.
Am I really? Hang on.
There you are.
No, I just think it's your big illustrious voice.
Right? Oh, I'm running through a processor too, so I can have all kinds of fun with this thing, man.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better.
I can't understand what you're saying. What was that again?
That was my reaction the whole time I was playing with this thing earlier. I was feeling like an absolute idiot.
Goodness sake. Well, no, my microphone is the Blue Yeti, and of course there's like a thing with it too, but I'm not messing with any of that. I mean, I like to have like a soundboard to press the button stuff, but I'm not. It's just here to do a mic. I mean, that's really all I need this for. I know a lot of people, content creators, they get big, the big stuff. They have to get the nicer sounds or whatnot. I'm just like, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Whoa, hello, that sort of stuff. Just as long as you can hear me. Yeah, I can see that.
There's not a lot going on there. That's pretty small.
It's bigger than the one we're planning on getting.
It's worth it. I got a friend of mine that wants to get into the podcasting space, and I promised her I would produce it for her.
Oh, nice.
So I scooped this up, and I figured, well, if you're using me tonight as an afterthought.
Hey, don't look at me. It's not my fault. It was a family emergency sort of thing, so don't give me that, okay? All right. Oh, that's right. I should probably say Mike wasn't able to come because his wife felt sick, and so he had to take care of some other stuff. So I offered him next time, which is the 15th of February. So hopefully he'll take that up. But yeah, look, dude, you really want to know how difficult it is to get somebody on an emergency break? I mean, I don't have to, but I mean, you want to know how difficult it is? I went through like 3 or 4 different people just to get an answer at all.
Oh man.
Hell.
Oh, Dara.
That speaks more to them than now you're breaking
now
up.
You're
now your
muted
voice,
again.
yeah, now you're breaking your voice out. No, it speaks more to them than it speaks to you. At least you answered. Some of them it took a while after the fact that you answered to answer.
Yeah,
So,
I have no life.
Hey, you know what? I do this thing. Do you think people look at me and say, does he have a life? At least I have a job, there's that.
I don't know. I think he's pretty cultured. I mean, if you look right above his head, you see the Nevada Uzi for You plate from Tremors.
Oh.
By Burt Gummer.
Yep.
Dashboard says, so what's the answer to all of this? Just give up trying to make money and just have fun?
Kinda.
Change your focus. I mean, content when before any monetization happened, right? When YouTube was just starting out, it was sort of like this unknown thing, right? All it was people uploading videos, having fun with it, not making any money off it whatsoever. All they did was post videos all day long. They posted videos about funny stuff, weird stuff, all this stuff, because that's what YouTube was, right? It was YouTube. It's in the name. Now, when you get monetization add to it, it becomes this whole surreal sort of thing. Now, obviously, a video hosting site can't run off of goodwill or great videos. That's not how it works. But, monetization has changed the field of making content into what is this about? At least from my perspective. because I'm looking at this as someone who's not. It's nice, but it's not a focus, because if you were to look at all the numbers of my videos, it'd be abysmal. All right, compared to everyone else.
Well,
but that's not the point.
I would think that, okay, so I was a little flippant with my answer, and there is some truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you can still make it a career,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're expecting to get the money from views, that's not how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the videos as a way of bringing people to other sources of monetization, a side business, a store, a subscription service, something like that. So Squab here, she likes a creator by the name of Mark Rober, and he's a pretty large creator at this point, and a lot of that is owed to the entertainment value of his videos, the production quality, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has a lot to do with the way that he tailors his videos to, I guess, what's interesting and what will track on the algorithm.
Right.
But I doubt very much that he's making all of his money off of the revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, what she has going on right now is she subscribes to the Crunch Labs boxes. So what that is, for those of you who don't know, is it's a subscription box that gets sent to your house with engineering projects.
Nice.
And like you get access to a video of Mark Rober talking about the and she's going to run off the physics concept that particular box is supposed to be teaching you. And it's a really cool, here's her year 2. It would be filled out, but apparently they're out of stock of this one. But anyways,
I'm gonna go get one of the boxes.
Okay, she's gonna go get one of the boxes.
Right.
And it's a really cool thing for kids to learn and maybe get into a career in some kind of physical science type, engineering type thing. Right. So I guarantee that whatever money he's making off of that is coming, one, from maybe sponsorships, but two, very largely from that other, what is the word I'm looking for? Adjacent business model.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Other source of income or something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
If he's making money off those boxes, which would make sense.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't find him because of Crunch Labs. We found him because he built a maze for squirrels in his backyard, and it was hilarious.
What's that?
Well, not like personally. It's not like I have his freaking phone number, but I think I've seen his videos before.
63 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is one of the boxes.
Ooh.
This is the latest one. She hasn't done it yet, but it's basically like a Nerf crossbow that she's going to build.
Wow. It says Expo. Oh goodness. Watch out, Elon. Sorry, Jeff. What'd you want to say?
First off, is my mic any better?
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. It starts out
great. Always start out great.
Yeah.
Yes. There's definitely something on the Rumble side. I've double checked. I even tried an audio recording. It's all good on this side. Something you will not hear from the big streamers is that, or big video content creators, is that there is always a secret revenue stream. And I got a chance to kind of see some of that. And it's incredibly discouraging, honestly, when you see it, because when you actually learn what this revenue stream is like, we're talking about something that doubles or triples or quadruples the income they actually get from their streaming. And so then they're able to actually afford massive purchases. And you're like, how do they do it with their numbers? Because my numbers are getting close, but why? It's because they have a secret revenue stream. I got to see that when I was at the TV station. I got to see them kind of shuffling stuff around. You're like, oh, conveniently we can make the money kind of appear out of nowhere. I got to see it with streamers, and I got to see it with some other channels as well when I got a chance to talk to them. So you always have to wonder, like Mark Rover, he's got big endorsements, huge endorsements. And a lot of it comes from the people that helped build him. Most channels, if they succeed, they were manufactured. And that's something that not a lot of people like to kind of accept, but most of these people look at how they present themselves, look at the equipment they're using, look at the sponsorship they get, they've been manufactured. Because if you give a sponsorship to just anybody, they will squander it in a moment. You have to be prepared for this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and most it's like with people who win the lottery, right? If they win the lottery, majority of people just vapid. But yeah, because there's another content creator I follow. I don't watch their stuff, but it's called Hacksmith Industries, and over a period of time, they've grown their own store. Like they do have their own store to go to, and one of the things that they sell is one of their sort of lightsaber things. And now they are trying to make a prototype lightsaber more based upon the plasma version. But I mean, hold on. I mean, yeah,
you one of those things.
Yeah, yep. This is the cheapest one though. Their other ones are like $80-something. This is like $50. And
it's a butane torch though, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes the thing is it takes 6 times refined butane fuel, basically. So, but I mean, I've used it for lighting a campfire and lighting candles.
I want it so bad.
We have a butane torch. Calm down.
Yeah, but it doesn't look cool.
Anyway, going back.
It doesn't look cool.
Getting beyond that part. I mean, the other thing is that they gave it in this nice little box. So if you can see right there, Mini Saber, Hacksmith Industries, and all you get inside is the look of it. And then, of course, this is the gentleman that owns Hacksmith Industries. Yeah. So yeah,
that's packaging right there.
Yeah,
that's quality stuff.
But I mean, they are, in their own words, trying to make a actual lightsaber, but it's based upon this plasma stuff. But yeah, you're not wrong on. I wouldn't say that's secret, but I mean, there is like Markiplier has a clothing store, or not a clothing store, but a clothing thing. And
yeah, Cloak. I've got some of that stuff. Some of it is really good. Some of it is not. The stuff that my wife has gotten, unfortunately, it always turns out this way too. Like we have the most lopsided luck. She gets stuff from Cloak and it's threadbare and it gets holes, and I get stuff from Cloak and it's super nice and I wear it all over the place now because it's nicer than most of my stuff.
Right. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I've never bought any clothing from a content creator because, I mean, I'm not rich. But
it's usually very bad quality anyway.
Usually. Well, I mean, I've been lucky enough to been given like Falls Creek sort of these kind of Falls Creek sweaters from a family member because they were, getting rid of them. And Falls Creek is well known for quality, but they're expensive as heck. But yeah, it's just it's one of those things that people like. I know that Rumble has added the ability to do a store thing and all that stuff, and I know some people have suggested like, oh, why don't you sell stuff? And I'm just like, I mean, I wouldn't know what to sell, and 2, that's not why I do this thing. I mean, the best way to support is come and seeing, or if you want, do that whole Rumble rant, whatever you want to do. But go ahead.
Be very careful about making something because you have to sell like 100 products to actually even make your money back. Otherwise, the creator gets all the money and you actually shell out more.
Yeah,
that was one of the difficult parts about finding a platform for our store. I've got some friends who make a pretty decent living off of, and now we've got the advertisement. Who make a pretty decent living off of merch stores, but all the merch stores that they use, you have to sort of pay a subscription to be a part of. And there's absolutely no way we would make back the initial investment for that. It would just end up being us paying into it and then not ever getting anything back.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we use Teespring, or I guess Spring, because they didn't like tea anymore.
Oops.
But I mean, we've made some pretty decent products on there, and it's to order. So, oh my goodness, this is distracting.
Hey, can't argue against that kind of advertising right there, though.
But I mean, these designs are all hand drawn by Squab's mother.
It's really soft.
So we didn't have to spend anything on any of that.
Yeah. Yep.
That thing around like she's at the front of a car dealership. Yay, in here.
I mean, she does have the wacky flailing limbs. The only part is that she's not inflatable.
Welcome to Wackly Inflatable, Wailing Inflatable. I can't remember.
Use your
how he
words.
does that.
Wacky,
Wacky waving inflatable arm
wacky
flailing tube.
waving, inflatable, flailing tube man, right?
Tube man, yeah. Try saying that 5 times fast because I'm not going to try it all.
Okay, stop. I see
No.
it. Put it down. Put it down.
So, but I mean, even for what about you, Forge? Because you sell stuff on your store, but I don't know. I haven't recently checked what you sell on your store.
Yeah, I just went around the issues with finding a platform, and I just made my own website. I mean, granted, it's
What is that website?
HalfPineForge.com.
Okay, not going there right now or anything.
Continue.
It's a little anemic. Dara's very concerned about its health.
Come on! I mistake for one thing, and I'm getting hung up on the wall for it. God
Hey,
dang.
mister, I tried like 80 different people before I finally got desperate.
Hey, whoa, hey, what? You tried 80 different people? Are you trying to beat that one girl for 1,000? Is that what you're trying to do?
Oh, you need to calm yourself down, sir.
You said 80. You open that door. That's for hanging me up on the wall earlier, so we're even now. But anyway, but what do you sell on your store? I can't remember because you do a bunch of different things, right?
If I remember correctly, it's just the skull pendant that I have, the little ammonite pendant. I have 8 hooks on there, and there's a fourth one. HeckintheWhy is on it.
Oh, he's going hard.
He's on it like on a ham sandwich, man. Look at him go.
Go. There we go.
The leaf pendant. I always forget about the leaf. I don't know why.
And then
Smug likes the leaf.
It's only the first thing that I ever made.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's really funny to see like the difference between what we liked. She was all like, "Oh, I love that leaf," and I'm like, "I could really use that hook."
Well, there's going to be other hangers coming up. I have 2 products coming up, and it's not like it's a top secret thing.
Right.
One is a dinner triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I did a video on one of those a while back, and this one's it's simple. It's just got a simple, single twist on each flat of it. It's got a little penny scroll at the end of one end, and then the top end where you hang it, it's just a wider penny scroll.
Yeah.
What is a dinner triangle? Oh.
Huh?
Like it's dinner time?
Yes, dinner time. Yes.
What? Wait, what?
Okay,
Don't
if
worry.
you're gonna speak up. Otherwise, don't.
Don't worry about it.
Explain it to me.
It's what they use to call for dinner. There you go. Dash explained it. Call to dinner. There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Sometimes
Everybody who's asked, I always just went, clang, lang, 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 lang. And they instantly got it.
Goodness sake.
So that'll be popping up on the store soon. I'm in the middle of working on the jig. Actually, yeah, give me a second. I'll go grab it.
And next product placement is but yeah, no, that's the majority of what I think most content creators have to do is just make their own store and stuff. But like you said, you have to sell or like you said, Jeff, you have to sell 100 of something in order to get some money out of it. And even then, I mean, you'd almost have to make your own thing, and that takes time in itself. And I know this. I had a gentleman on. His name is the Dragon's Treasure, and he sells his own tea blends. He makes tea blends. So you do have people who like that, who do make their own stuff and do it. But it is, if it's a one-man operation, it's costly time-wise and else.
So, for example, I had multiple people ask for shirts, and I finally agreed to do it. It has now cost me $500 to start making my own shirts. So, but the reason why I was willing to go through with it, because it's a life skill, and I will be able to use my own screen printer at this point from now on. I will never be handcuffed to a company, and I refuse to. I'm willing to pay extra money for stuff like that. But even if I don't see the return for a long time or even ever, it's better to have a life skill than to pay money to a company that's going to mess up your order and rob you blind. Yes. I'm looking at you company out there that screwed over some people that I know.
I'm looking at you.
They're never going to come by here, but you never know.
Good.
Somebody in the audience may be bought from them, and so I don't want to say anything about them publicly.
Yeah. I'm always, for me, when people ask me that, I'm like, whatever, right? Because I don't like you were doing with yours. It's like that doesn't feel enough. Some people do like the pay up front thing. Like some people do the prepay or something like that before they get it. You know how some people, like some industries or businesses do that. They pay to get to a certain point and then they'll start sending stuff out. I don't know what they call that.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Like where it has to get to a certain threshold of a certain number of orders before it goes out.
Yes, that's what Rip Reverse does. I mean, they do that. Whatever the technical term is for that. Layaway? Maybe it's layaway. I don't think that is.
It's not layaway. That's where you pay part of it down and they hold on to it, and then you pay the rest of it when you're ready to pay for it. I don't know what it's called. I know Makeshift does it, and a lot of indie developers will use Makeshift to create like plush versions of characters in their games. We have several of those behind us, actually. No, not Kickstarter.
Well, you do have that kind of stuff too with Kickstarter and Indiegogo, even though they'll screw you over as well. But it's just that's to be your own boss, or to be your own business, to be your own boss is costly. But
yeah, not just in terms of money either, in terms of like time and relationships and quality time with like your family. That's why most people don't run their own businesses.
Yeah. And it's a sucky thing because a lot of businesses are not very, I don't want to say fair because fair is not a fairy word.
Honest about how they got to that position.
Yeah. Yeah. I always like the Peter principle. And if people don't know what the Peter principle is, it's when people are promoted to a point that they know nothing about the job they're promoted to. Well, I think that's how it goes.
I don't mean to keep jumping in here, but you keep bringing things up that I'm familiar with, and I happen to have the Peter Principle board game when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So the actual catchline was, in any hierarchy, people will tend to rise to one level above their competency and then remain there.
Yep. And that's a lot of it in work.
And you see it in real life too.
Oh yeah. It's a very funny thing when you have this, and it has a name. The funniest thing of all is it has a name, and you're just like, what? It's insane.
All right, so what do you think about all this?
Oh, don't. I don't know.
We're not going to ask you that kind of life stuff yet, because I don't think you're even at the position to have a job. Are you?
I'm just letting the adults talk. I'm good.
The kitty ears headphones. Yeah.
You are allowed to have a viewpoint of your own.
I know that. The thing is, I don't know what my viewpoint is.
That's reasonable to make. I believe that.
Your viewpoint is she wants everybody to buy a blanket.
This is true. It's a really nice blanket.
It really is. I will
it back out again.
at my computer.
All right, pause it. Yeah, let's get the blanket out here. It's a big blanket too. All right, I gotta hold on.
Get out of here, Cheddar.
Goodness sake!
Don't drop it. Drop it.
Give me a sign.
She wants a side.
Goodness sake!
All right.
Why, Forge? Why?
Sometimes my talker works faster than my thinker, and
I think you have a lot of thinking to do and not a lot.
It's a big blanket though, and it's very soft.
Oh yeah, I will sit at my computer and just wrap myself in it. It is so soft. I love
It's like a warm igloo. Every morning, it's either a hey stuff. How's it going, sir? Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too. Like, going back to you, Jeff, when you were talking about having a skill, like life skill. For me, that's sort of what Rumble Squared is because I know it might be an it might be an almost impossibility of ever having a conversation with all because you were there at the last one, HeckintheWhy, so you know what that is about. But it is a understandable impossibility that maybe I couldn't get a conversation going with those who work at Rumble, because again, my whole thing with Rumble Squared is to not only better how that data goes to them, because it's two separate people. I have to talk to tech people. I have to talk to people who don't understand tech very well. And so I'm splitting the same data into two different parts in order that both sides can understand what's going on. But the thing of it is, though, is my hope is that through that I'm able to at least open a door of conversation between me and the data, and to the Rumble crew of like, okay, so let's work on, because we're trying to find out what a majority of people want fixed or whatever, and trying to go from there. And that's my ultimate hope. But if it doesn't work out that way, the other side of it too is that I can learn how to configure the data and all that stuff in order so that someone of tech could understand that very well. So I have two ways to win right here, right? The ultimate win is having a conversation with the Rumble people in order to better the platform. But if that doesn't happen, I've got the other side and where I win too. So there's that life sort of thing too. And all it costs, yes, is time, but the point of the matter is trying to reach across in a non-hostileness, non-confrontational, and just get to this point of, okay, let's try to make this platform better. There's a lot of great things here. There's a lot of great things that have to come, but there's a lot of missed opportunities too. And I think I may have created a point, but I'm still going to wait for it on before I may mention it anymore, because right now it's just a talking back and forth, and that's all I want, is to have a conversation at the table between the data I'm collecting myself and the Rumble crew, so that way we can help make this platform better. I'm not kissing butt. It's not for kissing butt. It's not for getting clout. It's not for all this stuff. It's for making the platform better, regardless of me, the individual, right? I get to talk to all of you people, so that's a side bonus too. So thumbs up for that. And Dashper says customer feedback. But yeah, that's when you were talking about that, Jeff. I just wanted to make that point because I have that with it too. So,
well, if you're able to talk with those folks, then honestly, that is quite good. Sorry,
you're right.
I've been trying, and I was joking about this earlier in the week, but I actually have been trying for a very long time to get a hold of them, and it is not been very it's been very frustrating. I will put it that way. I've tried many different avenues, and then I found out that there might be some behind the scenes reasons about why that is not happening, but I'm completely in the dark. And so one of the things though that I have noticed for Rumble right now, they're trying so desperately to be like YouTube, trying to be like Twitch, trying to be like all these other platforms that have had wild multi-million-dollar success stories. But again, like I said, that boat has kind of sailed. We're not going to relive that. Although there's one thing that every one of the platforms has failed at, and that is community building. We do not have a very personal, interconnected platform where people are just kind of behaving as themselves. We don't get a chance for people to kind of have meaningful relationships or to feel like it is a community. The other ones feel like it's everybody who's trying to climb over top of each other to get on top of the heap. And there's backstabbing and kind of like clout. If you try and get clout, people will all encourage you like, hey, look, your channel's growing. And the meantime, the people who are up top are looking back and thinking, wait a minute, we don't want you to be coming up here. And then the moment you cross the threshold, you will get stomped on.
Yeah.
And there are people who are waiting for when you reach a certain point to either cut you off at the knees, or they will try and cut you off at the knees. So
Yeah.
that culture exists on YouTube. It exists on Twitch.
Yep.
I don't want that culture to come over here to Rumble. I'd rather have people be small channels that are meaningful and impactful and people are genuine. And so even if it never takes off, I'll be happy. Rumble may not be happy, but I'll be happy
Right.
because we will have done what the other platforms failed to do, which is be
Yeah.
genuine and kind.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is that a platform has to be sustainable as well. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how much you enjoy it. It can just all go away. And if it can't be sustainable profit-wise, well, goodbye to that prospect regardless. So you do any platform, you do take the good with the bad. And unfortunately, I mean, it's going to grow whether regardless of what we think. But at the end of the day, understandable on the frustration. I was asked that. I relayed that, but I relayed it in a way that was professional and all this stuff, because there's a missing conversation, and it needs to happen. And again, if I can make this inroad, I'm just gonna keep going with Rumble Squared and try. My thing is, again, Rumble Squared is a ground level data collection, basically. And yes, I will have 7 people on, sure, 6. Well, it's 6 because one couldn't come from last time, like with HeckintheWhy. But it's for me, my frustration in it is just getting the scheduling. My frustration with all of what I've done so far is the scheduling, because people have their own things they have to do. So it's like I have to go through the wheel of hold on. I have this thing I made. It was called I don't know if you know this, Wheel of Names or something like that. It's online. People can go make their own, like pricing, whatever. So I'm just going to show you. There we go. So here is my. There we go. Okay, we're good. And here we go. That's a lot of people. Now,
Look at us at the top.
Yeah. I can shuffle it. My thing though is that some people don't reply anymore. Some people, I've been blocked by at least 1 or 2 people. And so it's just one of those. And some people have issues, other things, and all this stuff. But I've tried to at least get enough people so that when I am looking for people, say there's Hangout Den or Rumble Squared, I can click on the wheel and then they come up. But all these people right here have lives, and the possibility that a majority of them will not be able to join happens. But that's why I keep doing this thing, because the bigger the pool gets, the better my odds. And right now it's just, it is what it is. But I figured I'd show that because that's a lot of different people. But that's not the total of people. I think it's maybe over that. I'm not sure. It's total. So I don't know. But yeah, I figured I'd show that because I had to put these names down in order to, instead of just going by memory, I could put all these names down. Like, okay, I got something there. I'll try that. But because I'm trying to remember them all. Oh dear Lord. It's not that good. It's not that good. But again, scheduling will always be a frustration on my end, for at least from my perspective, because you do have a lot of people, especially new people coming on. But giving up is not in the cards because I can't. You could say, well, yeah, we'll give up or whatever. But my thing is this thing that I've gotten to share with you guys is that this shows that what a lot of different creators that I didn't see reach for this kind of thing is that there's conversations to be had with just about anybody. But for people who have thousands of followers, to have a person come on from your following, or to create a following and whatever other people you've had on, there's just not a whole lot of it going on. And I'm just like, it's so much potential wasted, or so many opportunities let go. And I'm just like, every time I get to have you guys on again, it's great. It's just scheduling and stuff, and that's all right. But every opportunity to have someone new come on, that's another pile of the list and all this stuff. And it's just, there's so much here, and yet to look across the landscape for other people and trying to do it, I've only met a few who do, and then they make their circles. And I know I'm going on about that. Apologies. But yeah, this opportunity for me with you guys is the most valuable thing I've ever found, and yet I can't see it elsewhere. I can't see it very much elsewhere, and it's weird. It's weird to me. And that's how you break the silence. But Zombie, I like to back smaller channels because honestly, a lot of bigger YouTubers seem to lose the direction once they get popular. That's possible. I mean, not all, but some do. There has the gift of gab. I have the gift of stupidity. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that as a compliment. You just go on your way. And Zombie says, not all of them, but most of them. Yes, I can agree to that. But anyway, guys, see something's the gift. You know what? Just sit in your corner. Sit in your corner, young man.
Ooh,
but anyway,
corner.
Yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner. That's right. But anyway, it is the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, I call that Power Hour because it is time for promotion time. Even though we've seen a few people promote their stuff already.
I'm sorry. It's her fault.
That's what a child's for, to blame on. But anyway, so this is the time where I set aside time for us to promote ourselves. Of course, everyone's link is down below, so go ahead and check that on both sides. It's on both sides for both Rumble and YouTube. Even though YouTube Rumble Studio is not the best of all worlds, it still is greater than what it was when it started out. So, but anyway, since I had to go first for the stuff earlier, Jeff, I think HalfPine will let you go. There we go. So go ahead, HalfPine.
You're just trying to make up for what you said earlier.
Hey, no, you know what? If you don't, I'll give it to someone else. All right. Who wants it?
I am HalfPine Forge. You can check out my channel at HalfPine Forge on Rumble. X, if you're okay with the spicier stuff, you can find me at HPF_blacksmith, and then my Facebook and Instagram you can both find in the description of all my videos on Rumble. And you can find all of that stuff minus the X account on my website at halfpineforge.com. Plus my store.
Looks like DB. I don't know who that is. Like, you're throwing out names. I don't know who that is. I just do it. I have my reasons.
Cooper?
I don't know who DB Cooper is.
Never seen without a paddle? Come on, my friend.
You know what? Or is that Dax? Is you're talking about like Dax Shepard or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was DB.
That was a real dude.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that actually happened. That story is hilarious.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, HeckintheWhy.
That's a great meeting. Hey, squab. Hands off. Hands off. You're over here now.
That's right.
We're guests. Act like it. All right. Hi, everybody. We're HeckintheWhy. And this is how things go on our streams. I'm the Raven Dove. This is my squab. Over here. Focus. She has ADHD, if you couldn't tell.
Right.
So do I, but I'm doing better about controlling it than somebody. You can find us on Rumble, on YouTube, and on Twitch at HeckintheWhy. You can also find us on Twitter and, I guess Facebook. Also Instagram. But we don't really do a whole lot there. At HeckintheWhy. Funny thing, on Twitter, we were HeckintheWhy1 for a while because it was already taken, and then they disappeared, and so we stole it.
Yes.
We do have a merch store that's HeckintheWhy.com, but that also has links to all of our socials. So if you don't want to buy anything, that's cool. You just want to have a place where you can remember all of our links without having to remember all of our links. HeckintheWhy.com is where you can do that.
Nice. Yeah.
We stream every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Central, and we stream indie games with a focus on promoting indie games and indie developers specifically. And that is our mission. Also, the second Saturday of the month.
Second Saturday of the month. I was like, what kind of date is that? But like, that's second Saturday of the month. Don't care about the date. But yes, again, everyone's link is down below in the description on both Rumble and YouTube. So make sure you guys give them a look. Look, I'm not gonna be like one of those content creators that tells you should that you should go and follow them, whatever, because I want them to earn their stuff earns it. Me telling you to go follow them or whatever is not gonna earn it from them. So their stuff earns it. So go and check them out. If there was a follow to you, give it to them, because all these people, even though some of them can be a snobbish, HalfPine, they're all still great people. So don't you roll your eyes at me, young man. I saw that look.
I like them. I'm not going to get snobbish with them.
Yeah. I know. HeckintheWhy. Yes. Well,
He's our favorite frog.
Yeah. It's not easy being green, isn't it, HalfPine? No, you're still cutting in and out.
Am I really?
Yeah, we couldn't hear your Kermit the Frog.
I kind of want to hear it because there was like a half a second of it and it sounded good.
Yeah. Well, after this, it's Jeff's turn. Gotta throw him in the ring.
Go on, my friend.
Yeah, oh goodness. Anyway, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Well, greetings again, folks. So, like I mentioned earlier, I've been trying to be I'm an aspiring storyteller and animator. One of the things that I'm trying to do slowly but surely, is create a place where I can be able to share the projects I'm working on. And this is it right here, castercraft.net. It is kind of sparse right now, slowly trying to build stuff up, but we got a couple of projects that are going on. I have a couple of folks that I have been coordinating with to try and see if there's a way to try and build some stuff up, but we'll see. We'll see if it pans out. It might take a little bit longer to actually do anything, but this is kind of the dream right here, to try and build this thing up so that way there is a place where some unique stories and animations can be shared that is outside the sphere of either a streaming platform or a larger company. You could say it's an aspiring studio that has no guarantee of actual success, but I like to think that it does have that potential. But we've got a couple of projects coming up. So right now there is I can't even see it right here because of how my platform is set up right now. But anyway, you can go to like Instagram and be able to see some of the stuff that I have shared on there. But I got some animations that are going to be coming out, including this Sasquatch character. So anyway, we have that going on, and if you like hearing people rant about anything and everything, that is what you can see on my late night streams. Yes, I stream in the middle of the night when most people should be sleeping. So real dedicated people will show up.
Well, to be honest, there's a reason for that, and that's because you're in Alaska, and Alaska is 4 hours behind my time. So right now it's 8 something. So right now it'd be 4 something for Jeff because he is in Alaska. I know this because I had someone on before Jeff that was also from Alaska. Very nice lady, but I haven't heard anything from her since. So there's 2 people I've talked to from Alaska. So it's been great. I've talked to 2 people from Australia too, but I can't get the other. It's 15 hours ahead. It's a difficult schedule. So there's that too. But yeah, and again, all their links are down below. And of course, I would say I saved the best for last, but we'll see how that goes tonight. But anyway, for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or whether you're on the YouTube side, doesn't matter which one. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because at the end of the day, it helps in being seen more, like all content creators want to be, but it also helps in having people on as guests, like Jeff, like HeckintheWhy, and like the guy over there who bangs metal for a living, HalfPine Forge. I'm sorry, HalfPine Forge. All these people have come on Darachat and have been part of the process. It's been awesome, and of course they are always. I'm not ending the show now, but like they're always welcome to come back on, even though I do try to add new people and trying to reach and have these conversations across the table, because there's so many people and so little time, and it's been an awesome ride it's been an honor getting to be able to spend time with them in one manage or another, or one moment or another. So thank you all for that. But yes, any help with engagement factor on either Rumble or YouTube is much appreciated. Of course, if you want to see where else I'm at, like everyone else, the link is down below. You can see where my stuff is at. There's my X and all those stuff, whatever. But my link is down there. If you want to take up the opportunity, come on. Now, DHD or Dara's Hangout Den is only for previous guests of Darachat. That's the only exclusive one I have. Darachat and Rumble Squared are open to pretty much everyone. So, but DHD is especially for those who've been guests because I know a bit of these people, and it's nice to get to spend time with them in such a friendly, funny, and maybe a slightly disastrous at times manner, but we still have fun. But anyway, yes, link down below, and if you want to take up the opportunity, either to go to that link or leave a comment on either Rumble or YouTube, because there's a gentleman called Slinger Games. He took up that opportunity to go through the link, and he got on. So hey, how about that? But yes, any help with engagement and link down below. Much appreciate you all. Yes, I don't see as myself as a great marketer, but I try. I really do. Hey, Sergeant Wilkie. Nice to see you, sir. And Sergeant Wilkie's been on too. So there's that. But yeah, like I said, it's been an amazing thing when every time, whether I'm nervous or anxiety ridden of just trying to schedule people on and fill a month like I do with people, because right now this is the end of January right there. So, but yeah, that's not something I have to do, but to aim for it has been an interesting aspect, and kind of need to kind of change my thinking on, so I'm not pulling my hair out and trying to find people to fill spaces. But with a pool of over 130 different people, I don't think I have to worry too much. But yeah, you guys all make it special, so there's that. I won't make you cry. Yeah, I saw that, HalfPine. I won't make you cry though. I know you don't like to cry.
Violence today.
Hey, it's not you. There's no violence here at all. It's just words. You'll be all right.
Don't you know? That's what the internet told me anyway.
Oh, good. You know what? The one thing I find disastrous about this whole content creation thing is drama. Dear Lord, you people have nothing better to do with your time on the internet than follow through these drama points that make no sense. I don't care if we disagree on things. That's fine. But when you have to do these silly things of arguments or word battles, or as I've seen recently, religious outpourings, I don't care. You people. This is the one thing that gets me, is you people lose out on in having the best conversations in the world with people who don't agree with you, but you have to get all down and dirty with all the other stuff. And yet here I am.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Only you have
done to you.
Only you.
Only
you. Color. Yeah. Well, you are a man of hairy persona, so we'll just leave it at that. But you know what? What?
You're excluding the squab here. She literally muttered this to me.
What?
What do you mean, you people?
Hey, look.
What have I ever done to you?
What do you mean? I'm not talking to you directly. I'm talking to people like what I see on Twitter X, whatever. All right, just talking what I see, because I've fallen into those traps before, those emotional traps. So I'm not going to say I'm blameless, but I'm learning, try to let that stuff go, because all that stuff on the, because all the payment gates, whatever, I avoid drama. Yeah, I would say unless it involves a point where I have to clarify myself or something like that, I'm gonna stay away from it, because this is the focus.
How much of the drama between creators do you think is manufactured? Because there does seem to be a pretty clear correlation of big creator gets into some drama with big creator.
Mm-hmm.
Both creators' followings see a bump.
Mm. Well, I'll give my answer, but I think AlaskaManJeff can give it. What do you think, Jeff?
I can tell you for certain, 100% clarity, that most of it is manufactured.
Wow.
And when it's not, it is children squabbling because they don't know how to sit down and have a conversation.
Mm.
I have seen the most bizarre fights take place, but here's the real catcher.
Mhm.
The fights that they make public are the ones that are manufacturing it. The ones you have to be aware about are the ones they don't tell anybody about. Because
Wow.
those are the ones that are actually malicious.
Interesting. Now, is it, so for my understanding, to better it, is that the ones that are put out there in public are ones not to be worried about. They're just sort of dust in the wind sort of thing. It's the ones
Most of the
not,
time.
yeah, it's the ones not talked about that are the most worrisome, because those are the ones that could affect, if it's not a group, say something like Geeks and Gamers or something like that, then it could affect the business or whatever, or it could affect their if they're a single creator and that sort of thing, it could affect their ability to do their stuff. But yeah, I don't get it. I've fallen into the emotional traps, because that's what social media does. There are emotional traps you can fall in and have to defend and do all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's sort of just being I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I like you, Jeff, and I don't want to ever go down this road every time. I don't want to go down this road every time, but you know my answer of what tool I use. But at the end at the end of it, engagement farming for those big bucks. I don't know if it's always engagement farming, but it just feels like, for me, I didn't get into this for the for those reasons. I don't care. I'm reaching across platforms. I've had people on from Twitch. I've had people on from Kick. Well, one guy from Kick. I apologize. One guy from Kick. But I've had all these different people on. How in the heck is it me up to? How is it that I can show this, and yet all these other content creators get stuck in their circles? Right, because it does seem like that becomes the case. Either that, or they go for someone higher up to bring more attention to them. Which I've done it before, but not for people. Just get somebody on to talk to. But yeah, if that makes sense. Drama sells, unfortunately. Yes, drama does sell, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just I, mm, I can't. I find myself disgusted I find myself more worrisome when I was like, I don't need to respond to this, and yet that little thing inside the brain says maybe you shouldn't. I'm like, no, get back, whoosh, get back in the corner. But yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it just sucks, and it can demoralize an individual who's just true and honest to what they're trying to create something, right? Like, to HeckintheWhy for what they're doing, for HalfPine and what he's doing. I for it doesn't allow you to chat out HalfPine, so you gotta do that way. Unfortunately, I did send that in too, so we'll see if they do anything that. Does anybody think the Food Network is a CIA front? If it is, it's delicious. It looks delicious anyway. Goodness, leaves me hungry every time. You ever watch the Travel Channel and they do those travel places to the food, and you're just like, oh, the 100 best places to have steak or something like that? Oh goodness. Hey, hijinks. I don't hijack planes. What is this with planes? I don't.
Wait,
I
what?
don't. It's just I don't travel farming for those big bucks. He hijacks planes for that. What? What kind of nonsense is that? What?
What?
This bit of chat stuff I think we've overlooked.
What? Why is it when someone says they look like somebody who fell out of a plane?
It's the glasses.
He's
It's
still
the hat and the glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I mean, they are aviator glasses, but the reason why I wear them, part of it is because, the light, but part of it's a hospitality thing, because how many of you have ever noticed that whenever you have another person on as guest, whatever, you see their eyes start darting, right? They start darting over the chat, they start darting over there and all this stuff. Yeah, I notice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There are people there. I noticed that. So for me, it was like, well, if I can notice that, I'm pretty sure my guest either consciously or subconsciously noticed that, oh my, his eyes are moving to the chat. He's not paying attention to me. These are just so that I can hear you, and so that you're not. I mean, yeah, you'll see me look over here, look over all that stuff, but you're not watching my eyes dart all over the place. I can hear you, and I'm trying to. It's my way of trying to be hospitable without being, you know,
I think there's
distracting.
something else. I think you're trying to cover up your cyber eyes. You're actually a robot.
Oh goodness sake!
That's why you support the AI.
Goodness, always with the AI stuff. Hey, look, I get it, but you know, I use my tools anyway. I'm not gonna go any. I know where it leads. Where it leads every time. I like poking fun of him though, but when I do, it's like, God dang it, every time. Oh goodness. Dara's just working on his joke. What?
MC Nate, want to go real fast?
Oh goodness. Dara's just working his Joe Biden impression. Only problem is he's about 2 years behind. What? Why is everyone laughing at me like that? All I wanted was a pudding pop.
That's no joke. It's no joke.
It's no joke. It's no joke.
No joke.
I went to an ice cream store and they were out of cones.
What are you doing?
What are you guys? What are you guys looking at? Is he eating? Is that what he's doing? No.
Hold on.
What?
I can't let you guys have all the fun. So.
Oh no.
Oh.
I knew it was coming, but I still wasn't ready. I want to try them.
All right, she's gonna try now.
Do like a summer thing.
That just looks sad. That looks like you're trying to be like emo era right there.
I don't have any more Velcro. That's all I've got.
Oh, that was Velcro. I was like, why does it sound like it's like opening candy or something, like punching, like fortune cookie? Who is Dara's corn pop? Look, there was a man corn pop. He was on the corner there. He was saying hello.
He was a bad dude.
He was a bad dude. Oh man, I'm good. Uniforger, goodness sake. Oh goodness.
There.
But that's just.
I make it look good, right?
Well, I mean, one, it's worth a try. It's worth a try. Kellogg's is Dara's corn. No. I do like them Frosted Flakes though, but I haven't had cereal in ages. That's the weirdest thing for me.
Dude, have you tried chocolate Frosted Flakes?
That's a thing.
They're amazing.
Yeah, but then I got an app. It's called Yuka, and then I started scanning the barcodes on food, and then I realized about 95 to 98% of the food in the grocery store is there to kill you. So no.
What?
It's fine. I don't make my whole diet out of it.
Wait, what?
I didn't say you made a whole diet out of it. It's just still.
Oh.
Yes. All that food coloring in those Rice Krispies.
Did you hear about what they're going to do with, or well, I guess I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but did you hear what they're planning on doing with like the artificial food colorings?
They already did it with number 3, I think was the number.
Red Dye 3 is out.
Yeah, Red Dye 3. They still have other dyes to get rid of, but maybe it's a star. I don't know.
Well, I just hope they don't get rid of Yellow 5 because there is significant deep lore attached to Yellow 5.
I don't know.
Is it the one where you found it in snow?
No. Yellow 5, the saying goes and has gone since I was a young squab. That Yellow 5 shrinks certain things on your anatomy.
Oh.
And if we don't have yellow number 5, then we won't be able to talk about how Yellow 5 shrinks your anatomy.
Oh, so you're talking you're talking like a George Costanza sort of moment, right? I was in the pool.
Yeah, obvious shrinkage.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
It's fine, squab. You
There's
don't need to know.
There's a cornetto.
No, I think I know. I don't want to know, but I think I know.
Frosted Mini Wheats is king, maybe, but there's still some chemicals in there for that one.
Frosted Mini Wheats is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, there's also the what is it? The brand? Is it Raisin Bran? That's right, Raisin Bran. Kellogg's Raisin. But yeah, I like it with a little honey on it. Oh.
Ugh.
What? What do you don't like honey for? What?
How dare you, sir?
How do you not like with honey? How do you not like honey at all? To be honest.
Okay. Well, first of all, I don't like honey.
What?
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't think I can like you anymore.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm your dad.
What about
You have to love me. It's contractual. Okay. let me throw this out there.
Right.
What do you think about pouring sugar on Rice Krispies?
Right. Is it just regular Rice Krispies, or are you talking like
regular Rice Krispies? You got a bowl of Rice
sugar?
Krispies, and you take a thing of sugar and you just pour it on top.
Just plain sugar?
Yeah, just plain sugar.
I'm pretty sure someone's done it. But
I mean, that's how I grew up. Do you not do this?
We used to do that. Flakes.
Yeah, I did it with cornflakes too. Yeah.
Cornflakes.
Power.
Say that again, HalfPine. You cut out.
For extra diabetes power.
Just plain sugar all over your
diabetes. I've got that good.
No kidding. When I was a long time ago, I'm not going to say where I worked, but there was a place where I worked where I printed out the diabetes guy, and it had a picture of him with glowing eyes, and it just said diabetes on the bottom, and I put that on my cubicle wall.
Feed us the diabetes.
I didn't last there very long. That's not why, but I didn't.
The fact you had to clarify.
Goodness sake. That's too funny. Yeah, I mean, I did that too. You know, sprinkle some sugar, like, because I think the Frosted Flakes already had that. But I mean, I like Cookie Crisp. I like the Fruity Pebbles, the chocolate
Fruity Pebbles. I've got an addiction. Cookie Crisp has changed though. Have you had it recently?
I haven't had cereal in years. Okay.
No. I had it maybe like I got a box. I don't usually eat cereal, but I got a box maybe a year ago, and because I have fond memories of just like walking around the house as a like a 4-year-old eating Cookie Crisp out of the box, and it is not the same stuff. They've changed it. It's not good now.
Well, that just sucks for the small people, but you know what? That's what kids are for, testing it out. But anyway.
Squab's never liked cereal.
See, smart. You know what? The daughter's smart. I apologize.
No. I don't think you understand. If she eats breakfast, it's usually like potato chips.
Shush.
Okay. You know what? I take that back. You know what? Squab, you lost.
That's a lie. He's lying. Shush.
No, yeah, he's lying.
We have to make her eat something substantial.
Shush.
Oh goodness. You know, his being silenced is very telling, Squab. Very telling.
No, you didn't hear anything today. You didn't know anything.
I heard enough.
No.
I heard enough.
No, you didn't.
Okay. What would you choose for breakfast? The banana or Doritos? What would you choose?
Bananas are gone.
Oh!
They're gone.
We found her. We got her.
Dude, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is delicious.
Yeah, that's my jammy jam right there.
Oh, Life. What was it? I think.
Cinnamon Life. Yeah.
What was it? The commercial was like, Mikey, what would you give us some?
Mikey, he likes it.
Yeah, Mikey likes it.
Mikey.
That always confused me because the kid who was eating it, his name was Mikey, and the other kid was all like, "Hey, Mikey, he likes it."
Yeah,
but he is Mikey. Who?
Yeah,
what?
It's sort of like, I think the real point was they're trying to point out the existential direction that they was trying to go for, and they kind of fell flat on that. So that was not going to go well.
What?
And Dashboard said, now my go-to is steak and eggs with a side of biscuit. I mean, biscuits are right, but gravy, yeah.
What? You bite closer.
Hey, don't you do Mr. over there and Mr. Shady Face. Mikey do likey. That's right. That's what we should all learn from this is Mikey do likey. But yeah, I to be honest, I haven't eaten breakfast in years, and usually just wait till like lunch. Part of it is for just trying to get rid of trying to get rid of bad ways of eating habit wise, but also just trying to better my health because have cholesterol issues on my side of the mom's side of the family, so that's always fun. Sausage gravy is the nectar of the gods. Yeah, anything can be described as nectar of the gods. All right, I've heard vodka is the nectar of gods. Or
clearly, Surge Soda is the nectar of the gods.
Oh Talk about diabetes. Oh,
It's delicious.
The wrong topic.
I'm hungry.
Agreed.
Of course you are.
This is
They're
gas.
talking about food. Can you blame me?
Dara, back me up here. Has
Yeah.
there ever been a time that we've been on your show where Squab did not say she was hungry?
Well, I mean, she's never eaten on screen before, so there's that. So we at least can do that. But I prefer Slurm. I don't even know what Slurm is.
Slurm is it's not real. It's
Not
from
real.
Futurama, and it's basically a play on Surge.
See, I thought people would keep bringing up like the ectoplasma thing from like the
Ecto-cooler.
Ecto-cooler, that's right.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
I do love me some waffles though. I do love me some waffles. But I mean, it goes to show with all the the cereal and all the stuff that there are a lot of people who do make some bad judgment calls for their better health, and that's why you have all that obesity and stuff. That's why you see people who could be rolled into a grocery store. That's how bad it is.
Literally, they parts and just you could hear the motor underneath just screaming.
Help me!
You know what? I'm gonna.
He muted himself. Okay.
Oh wow! Good mistake.
Get myself in trouble if I could keep yapping my trap.
Yeah, I've actually replaced 90% of the soda that I used to drink with tea. It took a while to find teas that I liked enough to want to drink them instead of soda, but I have, and now I like them better. Like I only what?
It just tastes like water to me.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
So I've had her try many teas, and she always says the same thing. It just tastes like warm water.
The most recent one had a cherry taste, but it still just tasted like hot water.
Do you throw anything in it?
No.
Try they're a little expensive, but you can reuse them. Go get cinnamon sticks and just use that, swirl that around.
So there's cinnamon in a lot of the teas that I drink. It's actual cinnamon, like from a cinnamon stick. I've become kind of a tea snob. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, here's the deal, though. I've actually done a taste test with her once. I brought her 2 cups and I said, drink this one and then drink this one and tell me which one's the hot water and which one's the tea. And she could tell. And then I was like, then obviously you can taste something besides hot water. And she was like, it just tastes like hot water. Well, then how did you know?
He got you there. I don't know that.
He challenged your daughter.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to.
Points for creativity, but
is this Pepsi or Coke?
Have I ever had goat tea get stuck on my chin? What is goat tea?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It's NC native. I don't think I want to know.
Oh.
I'm walking by that one. Walking by that one. But I understand on the soda. But there is one because I've been trying to go cut back on that. But there is one soda I found that I've been drinking, and that's Poppy. If anyone knows, Poppy is a prebiotic soda, and I mean, for what it's worth, you can read all the ingredients and at least understand them. And its sugar content is so far. You know how you get like a Coke or Pepsi, and they're like over 100%. This is barely scratched the surface.
Doesn't that have erythritol in it?
Poppy? No, it has. So this one is strawberry lemon, right here, and its ingredients are this: sparkling water, organic cane sugar, organic apple cider vinegar.
That's why I didn't like it. I remember now. Okay.
Natural flavors, organic agave inulin. I don't know if that's how I'm sounding it right. Lemon juice, strawberry juice, and stevia. The lemon juice and strawberry juice are concentrate. So there's
okay. Stevia is the other reason I didn't like it. Yeah.
Well,
I hate me some stevia.
Well, the tune is catchy though. But
yeah. Musicians though.
What?
Great musicians though, Stevie. Both of them.
This is the truth.
Stevia.
And the dude, both of them. Y'all are making me thirsty now, though. I gotta go refill. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh.
I want to refill too, but that would require me steeping more tea.
And that takes a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you what cereals would you eat there, Jeff? If at all. I don't know if you
I have not eaten breakfast for a long time, and if I do, it's usually a roll of bread and maybe a little bit of beef jerky or some nuts.
Ooh. Interesting.
I abandoned cereal early on in life. I could not stand the flavor.
Mm.
It was very weird to me, and I grew up in Europe, so thus my idea of breakfast is very different than an American breakfast. I want to see some deli meat on the table. I want to see a soft-boiled egg. I want to have some delightful, authentic hearty bread, not pastries like what we have over here.
Mhm.
And that is good enough for me.
So snobbish is what you're saying. I get it. No.
Yes, I would rather have a snobbish breakfast rather than the poison that we have over here.
Understandable. What? Bagel with cream cheese. Yes, that's cream cheese is all right.
I just can't handle just having bread for breakfast. There's not enough substance in it to keep me going, and it always makes me feel terrible. I love me some bagels, but there's just not enough in a bagel outside.
What type of bread are you eating?
It's just bread.
What type of bread are you eating?
Bread.
Wheat bread? Is it like sourdough?
If you're having American bread, that's probably the problem, because American bread is not actually all that healthy.
We make our own bread.
We do make our own bread.
Oh, yeah. Is it sourdough?
No.
Alaskans love good sourdough.
Oh, that's exactly what I want right now. I'm hungry. Steak and eggs, please.
Yeah.
Steak is basically the only red meat that Squab will eat.
I like bacon.
Really? No bacon?
No, she likes bacon, but
I like bacon.
All right. Well, that's good. Okay. So you're safe. You're saved. We won't put you on the pyre later. All right. She doesn't want bacon. Put it on the fire.
Yeah, bacon's good, but it always gives me a headache.
Yeah.
You know what I want right now?
What?
Eggs on toast.
Eggs on toast.
Yeah.
Oh no, I remember back in the day where you'd put cinnamon on toast. That was the breakfast right there. If you put or a snack, it could be used as a snack. Was the cinnamon butter and then cinnamon on toast. Those were the days. But yeah, no, I mean, I know in the like UK and Italia, they eat differently, right? You know, they do different ways of eating. But again, over on that part of the world, they do have restrictions on all the dyes and all the chemicals and stuff. So it's vast. Well, even Canada too, I think, has their restrictions, but I'm not too sure about that. But I mean, are you allowed to say what parts of Europe, or are they going to stay mysterious? Jeff?
Western Europe. Either France or Germany. That's like the ideal type of breakfast that I would prefer to have.
So not an English breakfast then?
No, I'm not from Germany, Dashboard, but I did live there for a while. In fact, my first culture shock was coming back to the U.S.
What was the culture shock though? In essence.
So it kind of came down to one moment that stands out very vividly in my memory. We were sitting down to a meal of pasta, and I was not so happy with the pasta. It was very Americanized, and it was done by a relative, and the relative had poured their heart and soul into making this pasta, and here it was like picking through it, and unable to really enjoy it. And then they brought out some dessert and said, "I know how good American kids love apple pie," and put some apple pie in front of us. Tasted it. Ugh, pushed away as a kid, freaking out. I have Germans for relatives. Because I was used to German cake. I was used to French pastries. I was used to having candies from the Netherlands. I was not used to the flavors of the U.S. So that was my first moment of where I was like, this is a weird place. But culturally, the way that people interacted, I could not relate to. So, yeah, that's why it was a culture shock for me, because I had grown up basically as a German. And then here I am in the U.S., unable to relate to my peers.
Yeah.
You could say that part of the reason why I sound different than a lot of other folks is partially because of my upbringing, because of being disconnected for so long. Coming back, I picked up a completely different sort of culture and language, you could say, than what you will find in most of the country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your enunciation is off the charts, so good on that. You can enunciate very well. So I'm like, all right. He because a lot of people will just there does seem to be times where people do kind of slur their words, or they do the sort of like, the LOL sort of kind of talk. Scrambled eggs, biscuit and gravy. Yeah, I know. Apologies, Rumble Cracker. I don't mean to make you too hungry. We'll get off that remark before anyone else just starts killing over from hunger. But yeah, it's just I do know that like candies from over there are a bit more sweeter and a bit more refined in essence, instead of all the stuff you have over here.
Chemicals.
Yeah. Well, and I think weird thing. I think they do sell their home candies at the Walt Disney World in the countries around the world, sort of thing. I believe each of those do sell their actual candies from their countries. Although it's been a very long time since I've been there, so I don't remember per se. But I mean, you've got Norwegian, Norway, and all those. Yeah, Epcot Center. Yeah, Epcot Center. I know, but it's
Epcot, so yeah, I can verify.
Oh, thank goodness. His dictation is delectable. See, there you go. That was alliteration for those who don't know. And all I have within reach is walnuts. Well, I mean, walnuts are good for you.
We have walnuts. We give them to the squirrels.
Sometimes we're all nuts here. Hearing that was good just makes me lean to the food talk. Hey, calm it down there. All right. You won't be seeing me bringing out a steak or something. Even though that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to do more the carnivore diet sort of thing. Because I see like eggs and steak. But I mean, it's just trying to get away from eating out, because that's a big problem for my end of things is, you want to go to Burger King, Culver's, all this stuff, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much just all to dry your wallet and to make you as unhealthy as possible. And yeah, it's crazy. I had an In-N-Out. I don't even have an In-N-Out where I am, so thanks for that.
I'm probably gonna make some Kraft macaroni and cheese after this.
Oh goodness, my mom would do that with kielbasa. She'd put kielbasa in with it as well, or hot dogs. I know people would do hot dogs too, but that's more of like the what you can or can't do sort of thing. But yeah, food is gonna make what?
Throw ground beef in there.
Oh, that's true.
A whole bunch of taco seasoning. It's like hillbilly hamburger helper.
Are you trying to tell us there's something there, HalfPine? He's the hillbilly over times. What?
It's some redneck innovation, man.
There you go. Sometimes I get my duct tape out and I wonder what I can make with it, and then I realize I can do a lot. I'm educated enough to do what I can do. I'm a real man's man.
That's what you could do with some duct tape, some baling twine, and some baling wire.
I thought it was WD-40 was the statement, like duct tape and WD-40.
The whole trope is that if it's the flow chart goes, if it moves and it's not supposed to, duct tape moves and it is supposed to, it's cool. But if it doesn't move and it is supposed to, WD-40.
Oh goodness. Yeah, 365s of duct tape. That is true. I can't believe there's many different colors, and I've seen people when they make all these sort of, there was one, I don't know if it was duct tape or electric tape, but there was like this fashion show from a long time ago where they were just making dresses out of only electric tape, and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That was the thing that I've ever seen for an entire hour straight without switching.
Yeah, or they were making their dresses out of trash. I'm like, come on, guys, come on. If you want to recycle the earth, okay, but don't do it like this. And she just feels sadness as I see you walk by. It's like, oh, she's wearing last year's catalog in the back. You're getting so much trouble later. But anyway, but yeah, it's just it's always fun to when you can just take a step back and kind of observe things, because when you kind of look at some of the absurdity that we come up with, it's hilarious and sad at the same time. And I don't know. Sometimes I don't have words. I just don't have words. And that's right too. That tomorrow, if nothing happens tomorrow, TikTok goes away. So
yeah, get rid of that thing.
With you up there, Jeff.
So yeah, well, I know a lot of people are like, there's two different sides of this category I've seen so far. One is free speech. It's against free speech. You shouldn't be banning it. All that stuff, right? All that goes with it. The other part is seeing it as, well, one half of that part is seeing it as data stuff, right? You know, they're taking your data and whatnot. But the other part is seeing it as a psychological mind changer, basically, is what TikTok has I've seen some say. And so I mean, what for you guys have you seen? I guess we'll just start with you, HeckintheWhy. What do you see TikTok as?
Go ahead, Squab.
Oh, thanks.
Thrown under the bus.
I don't know.
I know you have thoughts on this.
I do, but now my mind is blank because you're on the spot.
Yeah, what? I know how that works. Well, I'll go ahead and start it off then, and then I'll hand it over to you. You can interrupt me anytime. And she will. I mean, it's definitely not a censorship thing. It's not a free speech thing, because if you don't have TikTok, you can talk on literally every other platform, even Chinese ones, which is apparently what's happening now. People are moving over to other Chinese-owned social media video sharing platforms. I mean, I'm of two different minds on this, because I'm generally libertarian leaning, small L. I don't generally particularly care for government getting involved in private business's business, right? And that's definitely what's happening here. Government saying, okay, well, you're a private business. We don't like the way you're doing things, so we're going to ban you in our country. And I generally don't think that's a good idea. On the other side of things, it has been verifiably proven that TikTok is essentially a backdoor to the CCP, right? Chinese Communist Party, by law in China, has access to whatever data TikTok has. And TikTok saying that they don't have Americans' data going over into China does have Americans' data going over into China, and they've shown that. So I get the national defense aspect of this, and so I'm not really sure exactly where I fall on this. Typically, I err on the side of of less involvement by the government in private entities. To the extent that there aren't externalities, and even then generally erring on the side of freedom and private property rights. And I mean, I could certainly see the national security part of this being more convincing of an argument if it wasn't just TikTok.
Yeah. That's understandable. What about you, HalfPine?
Okay.
Squab.
I was actually talking about this earlier with some friends of mine, and I actually have a couple of those, believe it or not. And I basically what it boiled down to for me is that two things can be true at the same time. Can be a poisonous net negative for our society, and that could be true, along with the fact that it can also be true at the same time that the government banning it is tyrannical overreach in my mind. Like there's no two ways about it. There's no like, oh, it's just kind of a little bit of a nuisance. No, there's none of that. There's either freedom or there's tyranny. There's only two colors in my book.
Right. Well, the black and white, that sort of thing. Understandable.
Right. There's no gray area in that.
Right.
For me personally, anyway.
Right.
So, like I said, those two things can be true at the same time, and you know, I'm kind of torn on it. It's hard for me to determine it personally. In a perfect world, the government leave it the hell alone, leave us the hell alone, and the people who are there, they are leaving alone, would have the common sense in their own heads to say, "Hey, TikTok that's some bad stuff. That's bad juju." Which, by the alternative, I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, but what is it? It's Shohung Shu, I think.
Red Note.
Which is
Red Note.
So much fun to say. You know, Shohung Shu.
Which is Honshu. Yes,
I
did study some Chinese.
Yeah, I'll listen to the Globetrotter here, the worldly man who probably more than me when it comes to that stuff.
But that's not what it means either. So Red Note is not the correct wording.
Little red book.
Yeah,
that is the word for Mao's red book that radicalized the Chinese people.
Which was, by the way, the number 2 bestseller in the world at the time.
What was the number 1?
The Bible.
Oh, dang it. I was looking at the Mein Kampf one, but that didn't work over Warsaw.
Mein Kampf was the number 1 seller in Germany for, what was it, like 1937 through 1940 something?
It's still up there, apparently.
Apparently you could download it for free, and I did. But it's kind of... I work with a lot of Mexican people, and so it's really hard. I'm always paranoid that one of them is like right here over my shoulder. Like, what you doing? They never are, ever. They've never done this.
Interesting.
Ever. But when I open that thing up and it says Mein Kampf in huge letters on my phone, that's that they're right there. So I'm like, I'm just like I'm reading it because I'm a fan of his work. It's like, know your enemy, you know?
Well, no one can blame you for trying these. That's not a bit of light reading now, is it though?
I don't know who figured this out. I don't know if they actually did the math on it or what, but I heard that only about 12% of it is anti-Semitic. The rest is just him patting himself on the back, calling himself a hero and genius, and talking about economics and just government structure. That was pretty much all it is. Well, Mein Kampf in German, you know, Jeff can probably back me up on this one. I'm sure he knows, is what my struggle, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what it is in German. So it's, again, it's just him patting himself on the back, like, oh, I'm such a martyr. I'm so, you know, they did me so dirty. But apparently when he first proposed the idea for the book, it was like the title alone was like a paragraph.
Jeez.
And Goebbels, I think it was like, dude, maybe we should shorten this up a little bit. Like, this isn't.
He said it like that too. He's like, dude, hold on. Let's bring it back a bit.
He wanted to name it struggle through the years of being a war hero and the positivity of socialism and the working class and it's like, can we cut the fat a little on it?
Dude, hey, calm it down. Let's just bring it down to 2 words. Bring it down to 2 words, all right? Let's bring it.
Less is more.
Yes. But getting back to the TikTok thing.
I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. No, the little red book thing, that's just ominous. How you know what?
Yeah. I don't want you to get into your struggle too.
I'm gonna start pushing my struggle. I asked my nephew this, and actually, Squab, you can help me out on this one too. I love asking the younger folk questions in social studies.
Right.
I'm sure you've heard of Hitler. Everybody has. Boring.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Stalin?
Yes.
Joseph Stalin.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm sure that you're not young.
I feel like I recognize that name, but I don't
So it rings.
know
Yeah.
where from.
She has.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's heard of it from school.
Mm.
When she was 7 and 8, we had a routine, a bedtime routine, where I would read her a little at a time until we got through the entire book. Thomas Sowell's Basic Economics.
Ooh,
That's why I love economics.
And so obviously it talked about the Soviet Union.
You're winning. You're winning as a father, by the way.
Thanks.
That's a power move right there, man.
I
Yes. But that and it. Well, even with that, despite that, have you ever heard of Mao Zedong? And I go down the list. It's usually like the third or fourth name that I mention.
What about Mussolini? What about Mussolini?
Anybody who's heard of Hitler could.
I mean, Mussolini sounds like some kind of pasta. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it.
Mussolini, come home. Try the Mussolini.
Hey, I've got the Mussolini fettuccine here.
It's in the
Mussolini
cheese.
Alfredo.
It's in the cheese. It's in the dirt. It's everywhere. Mussolini, come on.
But there's a podcast I listen to on firearms, and one of the guest hosts is one of the guys from Forgotten Weapons. Was explaining the story of the Sullivan laws in New York in I think the 30s, which basically banned Italian immigrants from owning firearms, like massive violation of civil rights and Second Amendment rights. And so he's talking about, he said, yeah, it wasn't overtly because of Italian Americans. He said, but if you read the list of names that were banned on there, he said the whole list just sounds delicious. So what Italian name doesn't sound like a pasta?
It's like a spaghetti. Anyway, I gotta use the restroom real quick. Jeff, go ahead and give your thought on the whole TikTok thing. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well,
Jeff is big.
After
how very appropriate. All right. So here's the first question. When related to TikTok, I've heard the First Amendment argument many times. How many people are aware of the other amendments? And I have been baffled how many people on social media don't know about their other amendments. Oh, well, I know about the Second Amendment, right? The right to keep and bear arms. For me, it's right to keep and bear a antler for self-defense.
I love this.
Also a great back scratcher. So it's a right. But here's the thing. If I have an antler, a right to keep and bear an ancient weapon, it doesn't give me the right to abuse it, right? I can't go up and say, hey, you know, Dara, want you to hate the AI. If you don't, I'm going to hit you with this antler. I can't do that because that would violate his right to life, his right to pursue a living here in this world. And so I got to be able to hold my rights with the understanding that it cannot violate someone else's. There are some very interesting points here because people are not allowed in the Third Amendment to have soldiers in their house. Now, just curious, if I was to ask how many people know about that, I don't think most Americans are aware of that. You're not allowed to have soldiers in your house unless it is for war. That is the exception. War is the exception. You're not allowed to have search and seizure without reason. Again, unless there is a war that prompts the urgent need for it.
I thought it was against your will because when they wrote that, it was against what, British soldiers that were like forcing the homeowners to quarter their soldiers.
Yes. So now, if you were to take those and modernize them, right now, We have a phone, which is a huge part of our lives.
Mm.
If somebody has access to this 24/7, they are, so to speak, listening in to everything as if they have soldiers in your house.
Mm.
They have the ability to search without any sort of authority.
Mm.
Now, the U.S., you can take that to court, and some people have. And people have gotten, some tech companies have gotten in huge trouble for this because
Wow.
they do not think about this.
Mm.
China does not abide by our laws or our rules. They do this without any second thought. Now, let me mention a little bit here because this is actually an important aspect of this.
Mm.
How many of you have watched the protest in Hong Kong unfold a couple years ago?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I was somewhat keeping up with that.
Do you know most of those people are now in jail, and a lot of them were captured through TikTok,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
a whole lot of them are dead.
Yeah, I did know
So,
that.
yes, and they've been hunting people across the globe using TikTok.
Mhm.
And so
Yep.
when I hear people say, but not people here, I'm talking about online. I've
Mm.
seen people mention so much, my freedom of right, my right to freedom of speech is being abused. Oh, how dare the government do this? You're forgetting the other aspect. They wouldn't have gone to this extreme if people were not hurting.
Oh, Edward Snowden.
You're waving your hand there, Dara.
Oh no, I was looking at the no, it was for this. I was trying to say hi to them
I
without interrupting
see.
you.
So,
But we will
because
need
I
to.
actually know people who have been affected by this in a very, very bad way. And I know some people that have actually know a Chinese who moved over here to the US, and he had a phone call that happened out of the blue. And someone said, "Hey, we can see your relative. They don't look so well. You better come back home." And like, "How did you get this number?" And they wouldn't respond and said, "Your uncle is in trouble. You better get back here."
Oof.
Well, his uncle hated him, and so he shouted into the phone, "I'm an outcast. My parents are gone. All my relatives are gone except my uncle. My uncle hates me. I'm not coming back." And he is somewhere here in the U.S. roaming around, and I hope nobody ever finds him because they used an app, not TikTok. This was before TikTok took over. They used another app to track him, find out where he was, the city, and they were trying to find ways to get people to locate him. So yes, I hate TikTok because I've seen the people that it affects. And I understand the arguments about the freedom of speech and whatnot. This is not about that. This is a moment where China themselves have told their people they're at war with us. And so this, we can't help but see this as a weapon.
Yeah. So before we go any, and that's deep too, obviously because you are a deep person. But yeah, that's I can hear
Yes,
that.
you will hear me rant about stuff like this in the middle of the night.
I know. You warned us before. But before we go any further, it is the top of the hour again, or actually it's a little past. So because I didn't want to interrupt the great Jeff and his wordsmithing there. But yeah, so it is the top of the hour again, and of course, as always, the power hour, whatever it is. So we'll promote ourselves a bit, and we'll kind of go into it. We'll go a little longer, but I didn't want to keep too long because I know everyone wants to get. Has other stuff to do. So I do thank you all for your time. So HalfPine, why don't you go since you didn't get to start out? No, wait, no, I did have you start out last time, didn't I?
Last time.
Ah, gosh. All right, Jeff, go ahead.
Poop in a group, Dara.
One day, I hope that there will be an opportunity for people to see animations and hear the stories that hopefully will be full-length features one day through this wannabe studio, Astrocraft Media. One day, that will hopefully be the case. It is not the case now, but we're trying to slowly work our way there. And I keep saying we. I know it's a very, very small team. It's mostly me. But I do have a couple of people who have reached out to this. So if you have an interest in wanting to see quality animations and want to encourage the growth of it, check out Mastercraft Media. It is on YouTube. It is on Rumble. Sure, you can check out AlaskaManJeff if you want to hear me rant about stuff. But if you want to see stuff that is trying to change the world of media and bring it back to family-friendly media focus, be sure to check this out.
Nice. I'm glad you put media at the end. Otherwise, this would have been a very weird conversation to have. Sorry. Well, there you go. Come on, HalfPine. I'm gonna poke you with a stick. Go for it.
I had to unmute myself. I was what's going on and about. Well, I am HalfPine Forge, and if I can, let me see if I could be as fancy as he can.
You can. You're not. You're not as fancy as you think you can be. I'll leave it at that.
Leave it close. Yeah, I haven't tested it out yet. So anyway, I am HalfPine Forge. I'm a blacksmith. You can check my work out at my Rumble channel. Just do a search on HalfPine Forge, or you can go to my website at HalfPineForge.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can find my link there in the top banner, the Watch It Now banner. Turns out I lied earlier. I thought my Facebook and Instagram links were on there, but they're not. So I get to fix that tonight. Or you can also check out my store on my website as well and check out the stuff that I have for sale there.
Nice. Yeah, that's like we just saw earlier that HeckintheWhy showed us. There's some trinkets you have there selling, so it's just a quick refresh thing. I don't know what it is, but just refresh and you'll be fine. You're welcome. But yeah, go give again, his links are down below. Give him a look out, because HalfPine does. I mean, he's only half a person, but he does try real hard. Look at him.
And like I was saying, this is a horrible representation because the finish is not even close. This is a dinner triangle. This is a failed.
Nice.
This is not going to be for sale because I screwed it up. But that is the basic construction of it.
Psst, don't tell him that.
Well, I'm going to tell him that. Look at the finish of that thing. That's not a representation of my work.
It's a little rusty. That's all.
It was out rusty, but this is the jig that I had made up.
Ooh, nice.
That'll be put to work. These out. So I'll be adding these better ones of these onto my in the following days.
Yeah. No, yeah. And again, his links are down. Well, I didn't put down your link to your store, but at least your link to your Twitter X is down there, and maybe you could find your link to your store there too. They can
find the link to, well, it's like I said, it's just HalfPineForge.com. It's
there you go.
Remember, but it's in the description of every video on my Rumble channel.
Simple, easy, like the man himself. Just give this man a look out.
I guess I am easy.
Here. And here we are.
Yeah.
So we are HeckintheWhy. I am the Raven Dove. This is my squab. And we have a channel mission, and that is to showcase the creative work of small and independent video game developers and to help them succeed. So we stream every Friday night and every second Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Central, showing you various different indie games that are awesome, but you've never heard of. So that's us. You can find us at HeckintheWhy.com, which you can see right here.
Oh,
this is our store. This is hand-drawn by the squab when she was 10.
Aw.
Oh, jeez.
And then all designs created by her mother, maybe Crafter, my wife, because,
she's lovely.
I'm blessed.
Yeah. She's lovely.
This one is one of my favorites, though. Because that's our faces. You can find us on Rumble and YouTube. You can find us on Twitch. And you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, I guess.
Hey. Oh, thank you for the raid. Yeah, raid. Woo,
Sweet,
raid.
great. Just in time to see us.
Woo! Yeah! Oh, look at it. The cute face sells it all. Look at the face. Look at the. Anyway, before we get a little too mushy, and I liked your, I liked your, I like when you said your dad was 10 years, saying you were 10 years old. And like, God, jeez.
I forgot how young I was when I drew that.
I just like the little comment they make. Oh, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Now, of course, it's for my end because I do like to let my guests go first before me because they give me their time. I figure why not let them go first because scheduling's a hitch of a witch. But anyway, for my end of things, if you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, guess what? If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, leaving a sharing the content, leaving a comment or a follow. Anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because, again, not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators do, it also helps in having other people on as guests. I like HeckintheWhy. I like HalfPine Forge, although sort of like a black sheep of the family. But that's okay. That's okay. We still love them.
With me.
And then of course the affable and lovable Jeff. Or AlaskaManJeff. I don't want to get too far because if I say AlaskaManJeff, I'm already winded in saying it. But anyway, all these wonderful people have been on once before, and of course, they're always welcome to come back. It's not just a one-time ordeal, even for Dara's Hangout Den, which is just Darachat guests only. It is the reason why I keep it small like this is because I've seen a lot of panels where they do like 7 to 9 different people, and while Rumble Squared may be at least trying to be 7 people total, it's just for that reason and that reason only. But I do try to keep it small because, again, it's about the conversation, not the other people trying to squabble over each other like they're like wah, 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 and then you just hear all that and all like no. So, but anyway, any help with the engagement factor is much appreciated, whether you're on the Rumble side, whether you're on the YouTube side, and of course, if you want to see where else I'm at, you can look at my link down below in the description. Like all my guests here, you can see us down there. And if you want to take up the opportunity coming on, guess what? You can either leave a comment on either Rumble YouTube or go down the link and find where I'm at. And yeah, it's been a pretty fun ride for all the people I've gotten to meet and speak to. And just like these people here, again, this is the I think this is the 5th Dara's Hangout Den. Although two of them have been with 2 people. 2 extra people, sorry. So 3 people total, where I'm trying to do 4 people total. Because there's a lot of, for the amount of people in this pool I have, there are so many variations that it's insane what the variation amount could be. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I do this thing because, again, there's a lot of different people who probably would have never met each other before. Now, HeckintheWhy and HalfPine, possibly, but I don't know if any of you have ever met Jeff or AlaskaManJeff before. So that's what this is for. This is to open that door to get you to meet new people and new possibilities that you might not have ever thought of meeting. So that's why I do this, and it can be fun too. You know, you can learn things, hear things, your stories or whatnot, and hear about people's preferences for cereal. I mean, we did that for a while.
Yeah, that cereal conversation went on for a minute.
Hey, you know what? Cereal is love, cereal is life until it sends you to the hospital. But anyway, Oreo cereal. Oh goodness, come on.
No,
Come on.
that stuff's terrible. I really wanted to like that, but it was bad.
Did you guys see that video where the person tried to light Oreos on fire and they didn't light?
I mean,
there was like this video of just like doing a torch flame to it, and they wouldn't even light up.
Can you light oatmeal on fire?
You know what, kids? So what we're gonna need is some gasoline. We're gonna need a few fireworks. No, it was just.
Have you ever seen that Chinese ice cream that will not melt?
Oh, so Willy Wonka then.
Yeah.
It's a chemical. They basically they say it's ice cream and it will not melt on you, and so they put a blowtorch against it and it will not melt. Which is,
I have
folks,
news.
if you see that, do not eat it.
Yeah, that is not ice cream.
No,
I'm a fat kid. I know ice cream, and that,
when you lead up, I'm a fat kid. That's what you know.
authority figure on ice cream. My that is cream.
That's
No,
what you should. You know what you should be. You should be like a hillbilly food reviewer. You should be like, look, I once was a fat kid, but now I'm a food reviewer. So come on down and let's just try some of this delicious food at Pagan Begs.
You know what? I'm so tired of reviews of products that I actually thought about starting my own channel of just quick reviews. Just get to the product review. I don't want to hear about the store you bought it from or the nice cashier lady. Tell me if it works or not, because I'm standing in the middle of buyers or Meyer rather, trying to figure out if I want this one or this one.
Yep. Oh man, yeah, that's that I always like that when they do like game it's either computer stuff, food stuff, or what. Like, and it's funny thing because when you see an Instagram photo of someone's plate, it's manufactured as well. I mean, that's all. Like, look at this food I saw from the Philippines. Like, did you enjoy it at least? No. Oh, then why did you take a picture of it? Goodness sake. Bought this TP. I bought this TP and it works. What is that toilet paper?
Yeah.
Then they next show is like going to wipe. It's like, I don't think I want to see that.
No shame.
Sorry.
But I won't demonstrate, but I'll review it.
It gave me a gentle after feel, while making me feel like there were clumps still left.
I legitimately thought you were about to say that it gave you an aftertaste, and
no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
Then we're rolling right back into Tremors references.
Oh goodness.
I think that is paper.
Oh goodness. But for the going back to the TikTok thing, because I don't I think the again, with what you were saying, Jeff, the free speech and all this stuff, the other part of that was the psychological matter, which is the basically, and I've heard this from someone. I think Dashboard can I think he said it, but I think Dashboard could say it again. TikTok is basically a psychological mind changer in the palm of your hand. I mean, that's pretty much all social media, but still, China has a entryway into your basically kids or teens or whatever, because it's like 10-second videos or whatever. What was it, Dashboard? What was it again that you said? I'm pretty sure you said it's something different, but it was like it basically is a psychological mind changer that, regardless of what you think of beyond the scope of free speech, is China's window into our arena. Why do you think they use stories where we have it, but then you hear about China's like they don't have that at all? They have something completely different, or it's the algorithm's different. Yeah, he says it right here. TikTok has the power of persuasion, and CCP has power over it, so it is a weapon. Yeah, man, that's basically what it is. And I mean, you could say, well, it's for like the cooking videos. You have all this stuff, but the point of the matter is that it's a sugar rush, right? Part of it is that sugar rush, the dopamine hit, or whatever you want to call it. But it's also in part of their algorithm, right? We all know we talk upon YouTube's algorithm, which is the clickbait stuff and all that, however you want to do it. Live free one. What does that mean?
Oh, I was just responding to Rumble Quacker.
Oh, okay. No, I was like, what? I thought you'd put like at Rumble Quacker for that one. A weapon of mass.
Trying to tuck my arm underneath this mic boom and type at the same time.
Just type underneath your armpit. A weapon of mass destruction. I want to call it a weapon of mass destruction. I would just call it a weapon of psychological. Maybe not. mass destruction, but it's something
Psychological control.
Psychological control. There you go. See,
By the way,
my thinking no good.
By the way, if you look at Chinese tactics and Soviet tactics, they spent a fortune learning how to control minds. And now I believe that a strong mind cannot be controlled.
Right.
But people who are weaker minded and easily swayed, you can control them very easily. And I have seen people that have done things that they say, well, that was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. Well, why did you do it? Well, because of peer pressure. Well, social media is like the pinnacle of peer pressure because you think that there are millions of people that are encouraging you to do something.
Mm.
And there's footage galore of people making the worst decisions of their life and reaping the consequences because of peer pressure. And then throw into that an idea of you just understanding how people think and what motivates them, easily to control most folks.
And clicks and likes and all that stuff, that goes with it. There was a long time ago, I have the book, but there was a book I read a long time ago. It was called Influence. And in the book, they were talking about commitment and consistency, which is one of the 6 things that Robert Cialdini talks about. And then commitment, consistency, he talks about a story about how the Chinese would do these behavioral things for their POWs, prisoners of war, for those who don't know. Whenever, okay, all right. What? Tide Pod Challenge. Well, yeah, that too. The Tide Pod Challenge, the Cinnamon Challenge. Does anyone remember those?
Yeah.
Insane.
A lot of people got hurt.
Yep. Well, before I finish my thing, I was brought to my attention that Squab has some input she wants to give. So, Squab, the floor is yours until you don't want to. What do you want to say? If it's something poopy face, no, just hide that spot right now. What?
Poopy face, something. Do it.
So, I don't know where I'm allowed to stand on this because I don't have TikTok, but I don't want it. There's just something about it. I don't trust it because I just feel like they,
You made him so mad he ran away. No, you got it, kid.
Smart kid.
You don't. So that's the thing. You don't necessarily have to have your hand on something in order to be. Never think you're not allowed to have an opinion on something. It's best to have an informed opinion about something. But just because, like, let's say, I was never in the Air Force, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean I can't have an opinion on the efficacy of the Air Force. Mm-hmm. So in this case, you don't have TikTok. You've seen TikToks though, mm-hmm. So you can have an opinion on TikTok, mm-hmm. right? And you've listened to some. You've listened to some
mistakes. A wise man learns from another man's mistakes.
That's true. That's true. Very true.
This is true. So, I mean, you've heard other content creators like Markiplier
mm-hmm.
and all of them talk about TikTok. So at least you have kind of an idea of what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you think? Is it like Honey?
Yes.
Or Markiplier was all like, I just don't trust Honey, and then like 3 years later, it's all Honey's doing.
Yeah,
shady
I just
stuff.
Feel like there's something about it, and like hearing y'all talk about it, there's something off, and with like all the challenges and stuff like that, people are getting hurt, and I feel like data is getting stolen. I don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, the Tide Pod Challenge, that was more of a thing on YouTube, as far as I know, because that was before TikTok was really big.
Mm-hmm.
But so you'll find that on any platform.
You'll find ones even worse on TikTok. I mean, that's one we are familiar with. I've heard even worse ones, and actually, I have seen them promote some things where it's like, "Hey, how long can you hold on to both sides of a car battery?" So it's things like that where it's like, intentionally trying to make people get hurt.
So you've seen what's the word I'm looking for? It's not collage. That's multiple pieces of paper.
Montage.
Yeah, you've seen
Compilation.
montages of TikTok stuff on YouTube before, right?
Mhm.
And you've had friends try to send you TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
What is
So
what
weird,
is
'cause I
kind
don't
of
have
just
to-
give me a brief summary of the kinds of things that you typically see on TikTok.
people being silly,
Mm.
because that's just the things I don't. That's just the things I see because I don't really like to watch the drama videos or the one where they do pranks because there are boundaries.
Mm.
What kinds of stuff do you watch on YouTube?
Silly stuff, gaming, people being weird, stuff like that.
Okay, what were we watching right before we came up here?
Videos about animals.
Squab likes to watch documentaries and educational stuff. She
That are
watches
silly.
several channels where it's somebody talking about historical events and making it hilarious, which is a great way to teach kids something, like basically anything. She also watches this guy. What's his name?
Casual Geographic.
Casual Geographic, who teaches people about all kinds of interesting facts about animals in nature, and their evolution and their habits and all that. And he puts it in a really funny and entertaining way. That's the kind of stuff that she usually finds on YouTube, other than, really weird animated things having to do with video game characters and music that I typically would not listen to. I can't remember the last time I've heard of anything like that on TikTok. Like, I learned one trick in Excel that was like a world-shaking game changer, but that was it.
It was pressing the Control-Alt, wasn't it?
No, actually, it was what is it? Control-E.
Turn it back on again.
You'll find a lot of stuff is doesn't actually exist on there. You'll find it that it's usually YouTubers that then mirror it across. So I heard some older folks that really don't understand tech. It's like people that were working with rockets try and tell people who are working with wagons about technology, and then the people from wagons having an opinion about rockets. It's that same sort of thing right now. Some older folks were looking at the technology of our modern era and looking at TikTok and saying, well, I've learned some great things on TikTok. It was also on YouTube. Okay, it's the exact same thing. You're not losing anything. If you're learning from there, get a different app. It's everywhere. And so, yeah, I find it funny how many people just show their ignorance of the platforms because they think that's only in one area.
Yeah, it's sort of like in the same arena of like multi-platforming oneself, and they all stick to one because of money or reach. I'm like, well, once you lose that, what's the point? But Rumble Quacker, no, it was sort of a jokey thing because there's always that saying, right? The dogs of war, right? So I was like, well, why not try the smaller end, which was Puppies of War, and that's why it's in when the description you looked at it says like Puppies of War. It's just basically a funny. But so the book I was talking about was this: Influence, Psychology of Persuasion, right? So there's there's 6 areas he talks on. The 6 are reciprocation, commitment and consistency, social proof, liking, authority, and scarcity. So the one I was looking for was commitment and consistency. And there's a story he tells of during the Korean War, many captured American soldiers found themselves prisoner of war, or POW camps, run by the Chinese communists. It became clear early in the conflict that the Chinese treated captives quite differently than they did their allies, the North Koreans, who favored savagery and harsh punishment. Now, of course, it goes down to the Red Chinese engaged in what they termed their lenient policy, which was in reality a concerted and sophisticated psychological assault on their captives. Basically, an examination of the Chinese prison camp program shows that its personnel relied heavily on commitment and consistency pressures to gain the desired compliance from prisoners. Of course, the first problem the Chinese is how to get any collaboration with the Americans. And I'm trying to figure out how they do that. If the Chinese know about the subtle power of oh crap. But it does talk about how the Chinese found ways of like they would make you write stuff down because writing stuff down is what will get you there, and then they would use treats. They would use rewards to get you to do stuff as well. I'm trying to find something that would be closely to because there was
That in an anime that we're watching recently. We were watching this anime called One Piece, and it's insanely long. But there's this section where one of the characters named Robin, she finds herself in essentially a slave prison labor colony, and outsiders are generally not permitted there. And this group of women bring her into their home. There's one there to get into trouble, but she also knows that if she turns this person in, she'll get rewarded. So that's exactly what she did. So Squad kind of a peek to that kind of concept.
Yeah. What was it? The part of it was inciting a petition, is what it was, and so they would have them modify. Or did that? I know I'm looking too old. I'm trying. I haven't read this book in a while, so I apologize. Not all commitments affect self-image. However, there are certain conditions that should be present for a commitment to be effective in this way. To discover that what they are, we can once again look to the American experience in the Chinese prison camps of Korea. It is important to understand that the major intent of the Chinese was not to simply extract information from the prisoners. It was to indoctrinate them, to change their attitudes and perception of themselves, of their political system, of their country's role in the war, and of communism. And there is evidence that the program often worked alarmingly well. So when you have a country like that, even during a time of war, where their whole potential is not to get information from you, no, that's not the point. It's to transform you. You transform you in ways you wouldn't think would matter, and yet they do. And part of that was signing a petition or something of that effect. Similar ones made. Majority of them believe that Chinese story that used germ warfare. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's a lot to put in, but I mean, basically, that's what the Chinese were trying to do during that time period was just change the individual. You could get as much information as you wanted, but it was more about the psychological factor. And when you know that the Chinese like that is doing something like that, and you try to transpose something like that onto, say, TikTok, I mean, you have a recipe for probably the most, what's the word? Most, not transformed. It would be programmed. The most programmed group out of the whole of it. And it's not just to the US either, right? I mean, TikTok goes across many different countries, some better than others. But the point of the matter is, what if, like a Twilight Zone thing, right? Say that you had a program. This program could allow you control and influence majority of the minds in the world. What would you do with that? And the CCP found a way of doing that. TikTok is one of them. Now, actually, the CCP has theirs thing too. But at the end of the day, though, the point of the matter is that you should not take your adversaries lightly on different countries. That's why and it's the weirdest thing for me too, is you saw a lot of people, not respect Joe Biden, but you're seeing a lot of that change with the incoming administration. Gosh, what was it? Thinking of that stinking word. But yeah, you see that sort of change. But again, the point of the matter is, yes, I can understand why people put the First Amendment thing through, because that's the point of it. But as Jeff has been saying before, there's more beyond that scope. But people are willing to be small-minded. And that's where the issue lies, is they're so small-minded to the point that social media could in essence be considered a form of brain rot, even though we use it as a tool for content creators, even though we use a tool for businesses and all this other stuff. We've integrated the technology to a scale that we don't think about it. And that's the most dangerous technology we have, is the one you don't think about, because the one you don't think about can easily shift mindsets. Now, it's not like right that second. That's not how it works. This isn't like hypnotism where you see, like, that's not how hypnotism works. You know, the pendulum and all stuff. That's not how that works. It's the subtle things, the things you don't notice. Sort of like the bump in the night, but you don't go and inspect the bump in the night. You just go back to bed. That's what that is. And it's too long I gave up. You just go, oh, okay. I'm talking about something else.
I won't go into like some of the really troubling stuff. We have a kid in our presence, so I will spare you that.
Yeah.
But check out the China Show on YouTube. It is a must-watch for people to understand what is going on, and is done by two people that are incredible references on U.S.-China relations. They lived in China for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Incredible stuff, and you'll hear things on there that will turn your stomach.
I don't doubt it. I mean, especially during when, you know, COVID and all that stuff was hitting, of how they treated the people. It's a lot of the thing with when people saw, oh, you know, TikTok's going to be banned or whatever, and they started going over to the red note, right? And they're like, oh, look at all these niceties that China has. It's like, that's a lie. That I'm not sure if you people understand how this works, but you do know what a facade is, right? You do know what a mask is, right? Most of us throughout our daily lives wear a mask because, you know, we don't want to stand tall. We do our things and all that stuff. But yay cat videos, yeah. I'm sure there's a cat with a Chinese flag on it too. But General Mao, oh, General Meow, oh, look at it. Oh,
do not search for cat videos in China. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah, because they won't be about pretty kitties. They'll be more like,
there'll be something bad.
There'll be something bad, right? I was gonna say dinner is served, but I don't want to go too far. But yeah, it's just.
Oh,
we're ending that there. Okay, no need. Okay,
we've already explained this to her.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. But yeah, it's just a silly thing when people aren't aware of their own selves and they just react to it, right? Again, social media has been a great point to point out that majority of the time people are just reacting to what someone else says. And like you said, you know, part of it is manufactured too. But when you see people react to something said that's probably doesn't involve them at all, or maybe it's against a party they're with or whatever, it's just not even thought about sort of thing. And are perfectly fine. Yeah, okay. All right. Trying to reach down in the bucket there. Okay. All right. Oh, goodness sake. I talk about cats and then you're talking about other animals into it. My goodness.
NC Native said earlier, or referenced earlier, encapsulates the whole argument perfectly. He was quoting that one Chinese dude from the video. Donald Trump, don't trust China. China is asshole.
One of my favorite videos.
I love that quote.
Don't listen to him. He don't know what he's talking about. Put him over a corner. Put him over a corner right there.
They use that soundbite on Crowder's show all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's funny too. But yeah, it's a very odd thing when you're sort of feeling like the person who's like, guys, there's just a house blew up over there and everyone's just arguing about, you know, which is a better Twix bar, the left one or the right one. Basically what social media is arguing which over the left, which religion is better and all that other stuff. It's arguing over which is the left Twix or the right Twix. And meanwhile, there's a bunch of guys in army clothes and they're taking over 5th Street and everyone's just like, you know, I think that left Twix looks a little better than the right one. What?
So true.
Right back.
Okay.
Really? Is that the important part we should put? But again, it's a lot of people don't understand that there's so much data and information out there. Your brain can't handle it. And so what it does is it falls into those categories of confirmation bias and cognitive dissonance, because your brain cannot handle what's out there. Basically, it filters through pretty much all this stuff all the time. It can get pretty deep in that regard. But I'm just saying on the surface level, yeah, I hear the arguments on both ends, but at the end of the day, it's a toss up between a mess. That's for sure. But what were you going to say,
I think
Jeff?
a lot of people over the next 2-3 weeks are going to have their opinions change, especially as more information comes out. I don't know what the video was, but apparently what the presentation was. But apparently, I heard that last fall they were given a presentation about some of the things that social media can do, and it caused a panic attack. A lot of people in government were like, "Hokey smokes, this has gotten way worse than any of us realized." I expect in this next year we're going to see a lot of companies being raked over the coals as people start to ask questions. Because right now we're just kind of like, oh well, what's the big to do about losing our data? We don't understand. Like I mentioned with my friend, who I hope is still somewhere here in the U.S. But things like that. There is literally a manhunt for certain types of people, and they're using these apps. China is doing this. Other not so nice nations are doing this. We can't overlook this stuff any longer. And we've been just kind of happily thinking, oh, well, who cares that they know that I bought an extra pizza this week? Oh, well, I'm glad that we're all waking up.
Well, I wouldn't say all, because some people are willing to stay asleep to some degree, but a bigger chunk of people are. I've always been the person of less hyperbole, more reality, because a lot of people, we all use hyperbole, we all use exaggeration. We're like, oh man, I slept like a dozen hours when you just slept like maybe a few. So or 1,000 hours. Sorry, I slept like 1,000 hours, but I only slept a few. It's a lot of that, and the content creators use it too. Don't get me wrong, content creators use it too. But the issue of it is that the sort of thing with hyperbole and exaggeration is there's a kernel of truth in it, and pretty much every surrounding it is not so truthful.
And I'm just over here cracking up over your pronunciation of the word hyperbole.
Hyperbole. That's the singular form of it, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's always hyperbole.
It's not a hyperbole?
Maybe? I don't know.
Lazy bowls myself.
Lazy bowl? Super Bowl?
Hyper. Okay, I see it. Yeah. Okay.
If it's got an E at the end, it's hyperbole.
Yeah. I'll share with the class. All right, there you go.
Yeah,
you're right.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
There it is.
I should have said hyperbolic. Okay, hyperbolic, hyperbole. Okay. All right. Yeah. Congratulate yourselves. We're gonna give them a silver star just because to be nice. All right.
Hey, as long as that silver star holds its value.
Don't hold your breath. Social media has mind control undertones. Well, duh. Yeah, that's why it's called social media. Part of it relies on social proof, which is one of the things I mentioned here.
Replace the word media with engineering.
Replace the word engineering with brain control. No, that's probably wrong. It's all in the mind, man. It's all in the mind.
With the wee woos.
The wee woos. Well, it's
wee woo.
Yeah, it's a good book to read, though. I mean, it goes through a lot more than that. It even talks about the Jonestown incident and how that's part of. Gonna make me look it up, aren't you? Okay. Yes. I think Jonestown was in the. Thank goodness there's a back end where I can look up certain things. Jonestown, a mass.
Look up. K. Looking for Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Love me some Kool-Aid. No, I don't want to go that one. I want to go to the one that's a little more 152 to 156. All right, here we go. It is in the social proof. Yes, I was right. Jonestown is in social proof. That was like in the 70s, though, if anyone remembers that. That was a long time ago. But basically what happened was at a certain point, they went down to a very secluded area in South America, right? Because they were originally in Los Angeles, I believe. Yeah, Guyana, South
Guyana.
America. Thank you. But they went there because partly is the first part was in Los Angeles. So the people weren't in an unknown area. They were still sort of home, and they could leave and whatever. But once they went to Guyana, South America, they didn't know anyone there. They couldn't speak the language, nothing. So they were stuck to themselves. And in the end, I believe it was, I was hoping that's not. I think some people did escape, very few, but at the end of it, over 900 people died in Guyana.
There are a handful like splashing over their shoulders, like, that was so good, yeah.
Yeah. Well, who's strawberry kiwi lemonade will certainly do it. Strawberry flavored. Okay, strawberry flavored. But yeah, that's just a point of reference for social proof. But I mean, social proof is pretty much all around us at a point. Wasn't the Jones crew waiting on Haley's comment? I don't believe so. I think it was one gentleman acting like a preacher sort of thing. You know, the cult religious leader sort of action. I don't know. Once you see one movie, it's sort of like, oh, so this is going to be that one guy that's in charge that has many wives and all that stuff.
I'm not gonna lie, the band Accept, they made a pretty dope song about that, the Jamestown thing.
Jonestown, yeah. And the people that changed their mind last minute got injected with a syringe. I know it says that some people escaped, but still not many. When you have over 900 people go because you're too far away from anyone who speaks the language or whatever, sheesh, even for me, that's right. Branch Davidian.
The Branch Davidians.
Branch Davidians, I think. Okay.
Was that an ATF raid or was that an FBI raid? I can't remember which one. It was one of the Alphabet Boys. No, I want to look it up.
Yeah, I think it was the FBI. Because, I mean, who would go nationally?
ATF. That's right, it was ATF. Because supposedly one of the guys, somebody had accused the most recent ATF director of being one of the guys that was at the Branch Davidian. Really.
Joneson's for some mac and cheese. Oh, come on.
Huh?
That's like trying to turn poison Kool-Aid into something drinkable.
You could poison mac and cheese.
It's true.
By putting like hot dogs in it.
What?
That's right.
No, that's not poison. Come on. You guys are a bunch of rude people over here.
Downstairs
but I mean,
goldfish so to eat on stream. I'm hungry.
Well, we're getting there. We're gonna end soon. But yeah, it's just stuff like that people don't think about. There's another book I'm reading called what is it called?
I don't know. What is it called?
I'm trying. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's called Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. And he talks about the two systems within your brain. The unconscious and the conscious and the subconscious. And it basically states that the subconscious has more of a domain than your conscious. And it just talks about how those two systems work in cahoots with each other for you to even do anything throughout your life, right? And all that stuff. But that's another story for another time. I'm not going to go reading you another story because I can already hear the groans in the background. Like, oh, dude, again. It was like squabs. It was like, dear, thanks a lot, Dad. Put me on the spot.
All I can think of is that meme that I have two wolves in my head. One of them's retarded. The other one is also retarded.
You know what? That's just how we should end this. Is like, you know what? Two wolves, retarded. All right, guys, let's.
You gotta get an end on me.
Well, because you weren't getting the attention you wanted. and we gave it the attention to you. So there
No,
you go.
the two retarded wolves in my head.
That's how we'll remember you. HalfPine is just talking about.
It's in the snow, just chasing their own tail.
Man, you know your dog's dumb, right? Look, I got him from the pound. He's lovable, but I know. Look, at least he chases his own tail and not a tail of a car.
No,
There you go.
are the ones that catch it and then just hold it like it's going to get away.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what? Well, all right. We're approaching that time, so we're gonna start slowly ending out because do have a few things I do when I end the show. So of course, promote time. We'll promote ourselves towards this end here. I believe HalfPine went first last time, and I think Jeff went. I think we'll let HeckintheWhy go first this time. We'll promote ourselves. What happens, guys, is we'll do promotion. I'll let you know schedule thing, and then of course we'll do questions from a hat. Now I don't know if any of you have been here when I've done questions from a hat, but questions from a hat is a new thing I've been doing for quite some time. So hope you'll keep up with that. But anyway, HeckintheWhy, you guys haven't been first yet, so there you go.
All right. Well,
Sell that
I
blanket.
guess that's us. Okay. Just making sure I'm not muted.
No, you're fine.
So, Squab, take it away.
Oh, thanks. We're HeckintheWhy.
That's true.
Your turn.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're HeckintheWhy. We are an indie gaming streaming channel. One day we will get back to actually editing our videos once I'm done with all this coursework. I am the Raven Dove. This is my squad. Sorry. Got a little nest crazy there on account of being birds. But you can find us on Rumble, obviously, because here we are, on YouTube and on Twitch at HeckintheWhy. And we stream every Friday night and every second Saturday of the month at 7:30 p.m. Central, because Central is the right time.
Oh, dear. Yeah, it's God's country time. Yeah, I heard it before. Dear Lord in heaven. All right, Jeff, it's your turn. You're muted.
No, it's there you go.
All right. As I've said before, folks, I am doing some animation. I'm trying to get underway. We have a short that will be coming out relatively soon. It is going to be about a hiker in the Alaskan wilderness. It is going to be Lego. No, not all the animations are going to be Lego related, but it is going to hopefully get better and better as time goes on, because the goal, like I've said before, is to try eventually to get to a place where there will be a website like this one right here. This is a bit of a shell of what it's going to be, of where you're going to be able to find a wide range of content that is designed to be family friendly. It does not avoid deep subjects, but it will make sure that it is something everybody can learn from. And that is a big point. It's not designed to be a bunch of dribble, even though currently there is a bit of dribble on there, because the stuff that is going to have value is in the works. One day, hopefully later on this year, we'll get to see the first wave of stuff come out. So look for it on the socials, on YouTube, X, on Rumble, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Yeah, nice. And it's his links are down below as well, so give him a look. If he's worth the follow, give it to him, because the man is putting in the hard work. And he has a radio, like a narration like voice, so there you go. There once was a puppy. All right, HalfPine, it's your turn.
As I said earlier before myself, I am HalfPine Forge. You can find my work at HalfPineForge.com. You can find Rumble at HalfPine Forge, or on Facebook at HalfPine Forge. I like to mix it up a little bit. Like he's Dara coming in with the slow or the slow.
I gotta give you a hard time sometime, man.
But yeah, I just basically my videos are on Rumble and are just a way to get away from it all. Take a 10-15 minute break and watch me make a fool of myself on the internet or make something cool or whatever. I also have instructional videos for anybody interested in learning the craft. And pretty soon I'm going to be getting into other formats as well. And you could go, as I said, on HalfPineForge.com. You can check out my store there and buy some of my goodies. And got more items coming up on the store soon.
Nice. Yes, he has a store, and yeah, he's a good guy who likes to make trouble sometimes, but we still love him anyway. Oh goodness. And thank you to all my lovely guests. As always, you guys are awesome. I know I put myself up so I'm gonna get through it. Hold on. So thank you all for being here and all that stuff. And again, all their links are down below in the description. And I hope you guys enjoyed us talking about whatever came our way, even if it did end up talking about CCP stuff and serial stuff at the same time. It was a serial of a good time.
CCP is
hey, peanut gallery, hold it back there. All right, hold it back there. All right. Calm it down. Oh, is it that who said that? Calm it down now. It's time to calm it down now. Calm it down. But anyway, for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or whether any YouTube side, that's the only two places I stream. If you don't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or a follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated, because again, guys, not only does it help me being seen more, but it also helps me and having wonderful guests like this, like HalfPine, like AlaskaManJeff, like HeckintheWhy. All these people are awesome. I've had them on many times before. By them, one-on-one sort of thing. Well, 2-on-1 if you count HeckintheWhy, but they're awesome anyway. But anyway, all these awesome people and more have been on, and that's why I do this thing, is because I get to meet all of these, not only these guys that are on here, but people I've had on the chat have been on, or even beforehand. There are so many different people out there with different perspectives, and that's what Darachat allows this opportunity to do, is to reach out and to not only meet people and have conversations like across the table, but to be able to do things like Dara's Hangout Den and more. Even when stuff happens at the last moment or whatever, but still we're able to come together at this table and enjoy this time. And that's why I do Dara's Hangout Den and Rumble Squared on the weekend, is because it's a lot easier scheduling wise for people than it is, say, a weekday. So thank you all for that. But again, any help with the engagement factor in either Rumble or YouTube is much appreciated. And again, there's a link down below if you want to see what else I'm at. It's down there. If you want to take up the opportunity coming on yourself as a guest, guess what? You can either leave a comment in either Rumble, YouTube, or go to that link, 5 minute spaces, and go from there. I do have an email if you want to email, but I do majority of my stuff through X, Twitter X, and all that stuff. So, but anyway, thank you all that very much. Hold on, I'll put this down. There we go. But giggity, what are you saying giggity to? What are you saying giggity? What's this giggity for? Come on now. But yes, it's simmer down now. That's right, simmer down. We're gonna simmer down now. But yeah, the reason why I do this is because, again, I get to meet all these wonderful people, and I've had some people on who are like trying to get water out of stone, and it's not always an easy thing. But again, that's where the challenge lies, and conversation is trying to do this thing and trying to reach across. Doesn't matter if you're a creator or not. I don't care. Creator, not, doesn't matter. All it matters is if you're willing to have a conversation and just let's have a great time out of it. I've had people on who said, I don't think I have anything interesting to say. Guess what? I proved them wrong. How do you like that? How do you? Totally not sponsored by a trick company. I think we need to take somebody off the screen here because this is getting a little too much. Sorry, AlaskaManJeff. But no, I appreciate them all being here. And of course, they do give me their time. So that's why, even if it's at the top there every hour, I give them that time for promotion, because these guys give me their time, and whatever little I can give in return, I'd like to do that. So anyway, again, next week's schedule will be put out, of course, on Sunday as always. And again, next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one I need a majority of you all to stop by when you can. Next Saturday is my Rumble Squared. What is Rumble Squared? Rumble Squared, of course, HeckintheWhy was there, so they can give their viewpoint if they want of that. But Rumble Squared. That's not the name of the show. It's called Rumble Squared. Rumble Squared is where I am doing this ground floor level data collection. I'm not affiliated with Rumble. I don't have any super connection or whatever. What I'm trying to do is Rumble, it doesn't feel like Rumble has this data of showing us of like what the majority of their people want on the platform, what they're working on and stuff. So I'm trying to get this data collection of putting in a neat pile for readability for the tech and all those people. And then I would send that off to them. And then of course I would put it in a neat pile for people to understand who don't understand the tech very well, but it's easy readable for them. So that's what that is. It's collecting data, putting that same data in two different piles, but it's not different. It's just the readability is different. But that'll be next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I have my list. I don't have it finalized yet because I'm waiting on one person to kind of give a call back and say if they'll be there or not. So, but you'll find out tomorrow who will be on that. But again, this is once a month. This is just focused on Rumble, but it will be streamed to both Rumble and YouTube because it is also showing that, just showing that I'm doing this thing to try to collect the stuff. So, would you want to give a little bit of your experience of the Rumble Squared HeckintheWhy, or would you just want to leave that one alone?
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of give it a little bit of a tidbit on that. So, I mean, Rumble Squared was, first of all, a lot of fun. Very interesting meeting other creators and hearing their viewpoints on things. Mm-hmm. I thought it was particularly informative seeing where we agreed and disagreed on certain things.
Right.
Based primarily on the different types of content that we create and the different way we approach content creation. Mm-hmm. Everybody in different areas of all of this have different needs and different expectations, right? Mm-hmm. I thought it was very good. I thought it was a good exploratory kind of an experience, and Squab had a lot of fun with it too, I think.
Yeah. No, I was glad you guys able to first. I know it was with only 6 people total because one of them couldn't show up. Family matters. They had family visiting, so it couldn't that. But there will be for this one. So that data is still written down. I can't say for certain that I have given it to people over there, kind of directly, but I won't say for certain if it's done any influence or not because one, I wouldn't say that to hold any clout or whatever. Just as a proof of concept that if you're willing to sit down and have a conversation and willing to treat professionally, human, whatever, and say, look, this is a collection of it and all that stuff, then it is possible to have a conversation and be able to help make Rumble better. It's not perfect. No platform ever will be. But just imagine that we're able to sit down with the people who have the ability to fix, do all this stuff there, and we're able to just sit down for once with the data we have and say, look, this is what I collected. This is all this stuff. I've had these certain creators on, blah, blah, blah. You can find them here and ask them yourself, all that stuff. And just be able to give it and say, okay, here's for you guys, best way to understand it and all this stuff. So I did get that information through one of the people I had on that do work with the Rumble crew. And so there's been communication back and forth, but I'm not going to say for anything for certain because right now anything's on shaky sand. So, but I do know that at least it's been put across, and I'm hoping that this will open a door for future conversation because, yeah, one day Rumble Squared won't be as much because the fixes and all that stuff, but this is what I'm doing with it. A lot of people were people I've had on before or not, and that's fine. It's open to everyone who's willing, who either is interested in Rumble, who's using Rumble, or has been on the Darachat show before. It's open to everyone, just so we can find the commonalities, to give our issues and wish lists and all that stuff and just kind of go from there. Because I know you guys had some wish list stuff too. I think one was like loop, one was looping or something like that. I don't know if that was for like gifting or whatever it was for. And I even have the, give me one second.
That's a one line of code. That's a word, a single word of code.
What do you mean? Did they say something wrong?
For looping video.
Oh, okay.
I've done it before on the coding side.
Okay, so I just wanted, this is from the first one. Of course, you can see HeckintheWhy there. Can you guys see it? Okay, it is up. All right, so this is the first one before. So we started with positivity of the what they saw on the platform. We started with issues, wish list, and all this stuff. And this is the first, first time of doing this. And I'm hoping over time I can improve it. So one, we're able to get more detailed data, because a lot of the time this is just surface stuff or whatever. But hopefully for the next one we'll be able to get like mobile stuff and all that, because I do want to try to give them as much data as possible, so that way they can pinpoint and get to it quicker. Now I'm not paid. I'm doing this because I want to see the platform improve, grow, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I believe it can work, because you see a lot of people out there who will be like, you know what, F Rumble, because they're not hearing, they're not whatever. And I say, all right, well, let's try to find the stuff and let's try to get that conversation going, because I'm not interested in going down the negative route. This is my positive forward thinking motion, and I'm just going to try and see where it goes. So, but do know that the first bout has been given to them, and I'm hoping that will mean more in the future. But Misaki, before we go, you could try, but maybe you should pony up first before you start saying. All right, let's get to it. But anyway, guys. Oh, that's right. Now, with questions from a hat, I'm probably going to only do what I do usually, is ask. Everyone gets a chance of answering the question. Again, for questions from a hat, for those who don't know, I bought a hat from Mumble, put questions in it. What it is my guest get two freebie questions. Now, not monetized on YouTube, so sorry, YouTube side, no bueno. But if you're on the Rumble side, if you want more than the two that are asked, guess what? You can give a Rumble rant. Doesn't matter the amount. High, low, doesn't matter. You have to give a Rumble rant, though, if you want more than the two. So I'm going to pull the first one now, because it's just so awesome. And my eyes are closed. I'm doing this blind, but I'm feeling with my fingers. I got a paper cut. No. All right, here's the first one. First one's right here. So we'll start with you, HalfPine, first. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
No, I'm not. I'm not wrong-handed. I'm right-handed.
Get on my C2. God dang it. Thank you. Thank you for that HalfPine. Okay, HeckintheWhy.
Go ahead.
I'm right-handed.
I am also right-handed. However, Squab's mother is left-handed, so HalfPine, you are no longer our favorite frog.
Oh no, I'm your favorite frog. I'm just not your wife's favorite frog anymore. Just to begin, I can't lose what you didn't have.
That's true. That's a little sad though, but maybe you deserve that one. Kind of. But anyway, go ahead, Jeff.
Ambidextrous.
Ooh, someone's throwing out fire tonight. Shout out to us lefties. Yeah, okay, Dashboard, I hear ya. All right, I hear you. All right. Well, ambidextrous. Yeah, that's pretty awesome though. Just try not to poke your eye out with both hands. But anyway. I can see double. Okay. All right, where are we at? Trying to feel around for a good one, but then again, they're folded pieces of paper. What is a good one? Okay. Now, I did notice, before I go any further, I did notice that Rumble Quacker did give a $5 Rumble rant before we started, so Rumble Studios didn't pick that up. So that will add an extra one. Thank you, Rumble Quacker. So there'll be an extra question after the second one. So it'll be 3 total. Ah, dang it. Drop some. All right, there you go. Thank you for that, Rumble Quacker. So here's the second question. I think I'm amphibious too. Wow. Magic in the chat. All right. Here we go. This question is to HeckintheWhy. Man, why does it have to be a weird question? All right. I gotta get rid of this one. But all right, Jeff, we'll start with you. It's what's the weirdest dream you've ever had, Jeff? We'll start with Jeff first because I don't want to. I'll let you guys ruminate on that one.
Now you have to know that I actually don't dream a whole lot.
Oh,
that's actually a tough one because I don't really have any dreams to pull out.
Wow.
I will say there is that I don't even remember the dreams. Don't know.
I see. Thank you for that too, AlaskaManJeff. All right, HeckintheWhy, go ahead and answer if you can.
Squab? Okay. Oh, man. It is hard to choose. I've had a lot of really weird dreams. The one that stands out right now, though, I guess, and I'm sure this is not the weirdest dream I've had, but it is up there. A lot of my dreams are very stressful and kind of on the horror side of things.
Oh, man.
There was one where I was running through like an abandoned building, but I was having to go through being sort of guided somewhere because it was like somebody was controlling the building and it was leading me in a certain direction, like doors were locked and whatever. And I was running away from something. And at the time I knew what it was, but I didn't know what it was until I got into this big room. And the room had like trash and stuff coming down from one side. And then it was all just sort of empty concrete on the other side. And there was one door in and there was a door out, but it was closed until I could beat the boss that was following me. And it turned out that the boss was Michael Jackson with a Freddy Krueger glove on.
What?
And I had to fight him and win in order to escape from the facility.
I'm sorry. What?
I've got more of these if you just want to go off on that tangent.
I'm only asking for one. Dear Lord, I'm only asking for one. I want to go to bed sometime.
Hear more.
Ew, dirty man.
Not really a dream, but like more of a nightmare.
Aww.
Entirely pitch black.
Squab's trying to take me out here.
And there's just like this staticky noise, and it keeps getting louder and louder until I wake up, and it's like, it happens every time until I can distract myself and get back to sleep. That sucks, but
Staticky noise, huh?
Yeah.
Tinnitus?
Gets like really loud, and then I wake up, and then I try to go back to sleep, and it happens again. Or it's a bunch of people talking. I hate it. It's weird, but I haven't had no
literally your nightmare right now.
My dreams.
Oh yeah, don't get me started on slow motion punches in my dreams.
Because
I'm a fighter. I'm not gonna let the dream just try to kill me. But oh my goodness, if that punch would just go a little bit faster than a quarter of a mile per 10 hours.
All right, HalfPine, let's hear your weird dream. Keep it clean.
No, I was going to mention a recurring one that I had, but since we had the Nightmare Twins, I should probably at least cheer it up a little bit. Thank you for that, guys.
Hey, just wait until I tell you about the one where it was a crossover between Chippendale's Rescue Rangers and Jaws.
Ooh.
Wait, let me. I can't follow the bouncing ball on that one fast enough. Let me like bow ties, chipping it right.
Just get there.
Jaws and what?
Chippendales Rescue Rangers. You know, the
Yes.
chipmunks.
Chipmunks, yes. Could you just get to your weird dream first, please, before we can get moving?
No, I did have a dream. I haven't told her about this, but she's not watching anyway. So, a friend of mine, I had a dream about her, but it wasn't like that. It was she was shining a laser pointer into my house, and so to get back at her, I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a laser pointer war," and the only laser pointer I have is mounted to a gun, so. Pointing a gun out the window, just waving it around, and then she said, "Oh, you guys are gonna love this one."
Oh goodness!
God, I forgot about this part. She starts sneaking around the side of my house to get me with the laser from behind, like, "Ha, I got you."
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but she sent a duck after me.
Oh.
It was almost like sicking a dog, like, "Go get him, Petey," like that. And I have to somehow.
You gotta finish it. You gotta finish it.
That was it. I woke up and I laughed so hard the second I woke up. Just like they just fade away so quick when you wake up.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to remember this. And I would not remember it right now if it weren't for the fact that I grabbed my phone, opened up the camera, opened up video, and just started talking into my phone and narrating the whole thing. I'm like, I need to remember this. There's a memo to self. Here's how screwed up you are in the head.
and then you told yourself not to forget any milk or eggs.
Yeah. One retarded wolf telling the other retarded wolf.
God dang. Okay, this one should be easy. Goodness. Starting with HeckintheWhy. What's your favorite day of the week?
Oh. Friday.
Stream night.
This isn't the Friday
And
night fun.
And we get special breakfast and out to eat for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why she's so excited by it. I thought you were gonna start singing like Friday, but that's no, I'm all right with that.
Do you want me to?
No, I'm good.
Don't encourage him.
I'm good. Let's go HalfPine. What's your favorite day of the week?
I want to hear him sing Elton John's.
No. You don't get to make requests.
I mean, I'd probably have to say Saturday. I mean, that's somehow that has become my recovery day. That I just sit around and just be a sloth, and well, except for today, I had to put on pants. Had to message me saying, "Hey, if you're not busy, unfortunately, there were like 8 other people more interesting than you."
Wow. You know what? It'll be a while before you come back on, but thanks for that anyway. No.
Talking about that Rumble Squared, I was about to tell you, like, okay, I'll make sure to keep my phone on for you.
I already have the people for that. I apologize. Maybe the next one. There's always next month. If you want to come on for next month.
A jokey joke, Dara.
Well, if you want to come on next month, just let me know. The door's open, my man. The day after, I gotta chase after people for this stuff. You gotta understand how I try to get this done as far as in advance, because the closer you get to it, stuff like what happened earlier can happen. So all it is. But go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
My favorite day of the week is Saturday, because that is project day.
I can see that. That's a nice project you have there. Be ashamed to see what happens to it.
It's funny because we were just watching a video about interactions with wolves and coyotes
And ravens.
and ravens.
Does this happen to have a dance to it?
No. Not unless the dance is a bunch of wolves ganging up on a coyote and making it not alive anymore.
He was so close to saying it too. He was so close to saying Dancing with Wolves. Oh my gosh.
I get you.
Yeah,
No,
there we go.
no dancing embers.
That was Dara's turn to make a little jokey joke.
I would try. I'd be like the song, and I ran so far away. All right. Well, thanks to the lovable AlaskaManJeff, we now got 4 questions due. So there's one more left. One more left, unless someone else wants to give another robot. All right, I'm gonna try to.
This is lovable through clenched teeth because of what I made him write.
No, you said destroy the AI. That's what you want written. I put it on there. That's what you
I
want
know
written.
that's why I said through clenched teeth. You're like lovable. He made me write this.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
start.
wish our dog would stop letting loose the puppies of war.
I gotta hand it to him. That's a real dad joke right there, because a real dad said it.
Oh, you
I am
haven't
a real
heard
dad.
nothing.
Excuse me. I am the father.
A nice try. All right, next question. Oh, I can't do this one. Can't do this one. There's gonna be favorite curse word, but I can't do that. There's a kid.
Leave.
Besides, you already did that with me.
Look, Bartholomew is not a curse word, okay? I don't know. Gosh, why am I pulling out lame ones? Give me something worthwhile.
Not lame. That one's spicy.
It's only spicy in your dreams. All right.
it spicy?
Oh, here we go. Here's a good one. We'll start with Jeff for this one. What's the best piece of advice you have ever received?
You would give me one where there's like 1,000 different things to say.
Come on, Captain Crunch, you can do it.
Lunch. Oh, ugh. Let's see here. Okay, actually, it's not necessarily direct advice. Is more of an example that was given, and that is the responsibility of a leader. And because a lot of people like to think leadership is possible, but for an actual for someone to actually lead, you have to be humble. You have to listen to those under you. And you have to make a decision, especially, it's tough to make decisions, especially when everybody else is going to hate you for it.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to see how to be a good leader. And then I got to learn firsthand what happens when somebody is a bad leader.
Wow.
So I got to see both sides of that. And so I view that as great advice that has been given to me in that sense.
No, that's pretty awesome though, when you can have great examples of showing the differences. HalfPine, go for it. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Guy that my dad used to work for a while back. He had a pretty good one. He wasn't a big fan of, he didn't put a whole lot of stock into college education. He figured no matter where you were educated, as long as you were educated, as long as you were, I should say, as long as you were gifted. And he always used to say that we succeed because we don't know it can't be done. Nobody's brainwashed them into thinking, the book says that you shouldn't do it that way. And so I've kind of lived my life with that. I've gone through a lot of Band-Aids, but I learned faster than I would from any book. So basically it. And I know you were cringing, Dara, but I was I was playing with the idea of giving some kind of smart ass answer, but
no. Knowing you. Yeah, knowing you, but you gave a pretty good one, so that's pretty great. Thanks more to your dad though. But just joking.
Credit for that? You know how much restraint it took not to say, you know what, never mind.
I'm starting to hear it too. All right, HeckintheWhy. I know this is good. Probably, I don't know if it'll be the same or double, but the boat is yours. Go for it.
Do you have one?
I believe I have a good enough one.
All right. Yours is probably better than mine, so go ahead.
I doubt it, but learn
Anything that
when
Dad
it's
says, right?
time to give up. Because there are times, because it's keep. How do I want to word this?
Not to butt in and utilize your time, kid, but there's a saying in my community that goes you move the iron until the iron moves you. So know your stopping point, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Know when it's good, when you got it.
I also
Thank
learned
you.
I also learned another phrasing too, just called "know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em."
Well, I know I was like, it was on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, if I into her brain, I didn't want to be rude, but at the same time, like,
No, thank you. I was not gonna get that. All right, your turn.
no help for you.
What?
No help for you, Pops. You're on your own.
Yeah. Okay. So my problem right now is that there was a really good one several years ago, and if you had asked me this question 3 or 4 years ago, I would have been able to say it. But now, for some reason, probably because you're asking, I can't remember. So I'll default to this one that I think it was specific to a thing that we were doing at the time, but I've used it as a jumping off point for a philosophy for life. And it was just one sentence. Never stop improving your foxhole. And at the time, we were dealing with literal foxholes.
Oh.
But throughout life, I've taken that and I've applied that principle to my relationships, to my understanding of interacting with other people, to my house, my skill set, and my career. This studio, as you can see from all of the new things that are in here now that weren't here last time we were on. And to my ability to effectively parent. And I think that this could be the advice within, just a few words that you could give to literally anybody at literally any stage of their life and say, never stop improving yourself. Never stop building on what you have. Never stop learning. Never stop growing. There's always more. Don't let it make you feel like you're never going to get there, but there's always another level that you can achieve, even if it's just a little bit. Never stop improving your foxhole.
Yeah, definitely, especially for those who feel as if there's not another, that there's no turn to turn to, because there are people who through different circumstances get beaten down or whatever have you. And one of my favorites, design equals, yes, that's a Scott Adams thing. I know, dashboard, design equals destiny. Yes, I know, the Scott Adams thing. I don't really have one because there's so many pieces of advice out there that just everyone passes around. But I think the real biggest one is that I could give to anyone is enjoy the ride. Because the problem of life is that it does eventually go. There's no question about that. And of course, you'll see people online, the celebrity like James Earl Jones and all sorts of people. While it's great to mourn them, it's inevitable. And while we may have our discussions about politics, what's a better improvement for our health, what governments or this, that, whatever, enjoy the ride. Because I certainly am with doing all this stuff. I may not enjoy going to my full-time job, but dear Lord, does it allow me to do this thing that has spoken more about not only what I can do and capable of, because honestly, I didn't think I'd be doing this, but that there's so many people out there to try and have a conversation with, even if you don't think you have the worth or see the worth in having a conversation. Enjoy the ride, because it all ends eventually. And if you're not going to enjoy it, then find something else, because I'm telling you what, it's a sad day when you hear about people who are willing to give up so quickly, only to realize is that you have this opportunity now. Find it. Find whatever it is gets you there to the more positive aspect, but it is there. And of course, Maki has theirs. 1 step forward and 2 steps back is still a step forward. It doesn't matter how many steps back, because you know you can move forward. Best advice is, oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
And now you got Paula Abdul and a cartoon cat stuck in my head. Thanks.
1 step back. That's 80s for you right there. But anyway, guys, that is the end of the show. Obviously, I'd like to go on forever, but I'm also human too. So, look at that. Everyone's pointing to the pussycat in the background. That's nice. Is that like a little hammock thing back there? Nice.
Yeah, we put it there just in case, the cats ever wanted to be on stream.
And fortunately for us, they are at the end of the show.
This is an incredibly rare event. They never get in that.
So it's like Halley's Comet. We're seeing Halley's Comet right now, right in front of us in a furball form. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But anyway, guys, that is the end of the show. Thank you all for joining us so very much. We've gone 3.5 hours. Didn't think that was possible. But thank you all so much. But even then, thank you for joining us, even when we had a bit of a company change. And of course, I will try to get Mike Mullis on the next one, because I'm sure he wanted to come on too. But anyway, guys, don't forget to look at the links down below, whether you're on the Rumble side, whether you're on the YouTube side. These guys do their thing, and they're awesome at it, especially when you just get let's go. But these guys are all awesome in their own right, and I'm so very grateful to have gotten the opportunity to meet them, and so grateful for all the opportunities that come after. So thank you for that, and of course, like always, I end the show with, you guys probably don't remember, One Day With You by Pogo. And of course, you're a Pogo fan, there's a link down below in the description. It'll take you straight to his channel. I use a bunch of his, I download and put it on Rumble Studio, and I use his stuff. But yeah, One Day With You by Pogo. Have a great rest of your weekend. And again, the schedule for next week will be put out tomorrow. So, and don't forget to mute yourselves, guys. But anyway, have a great night, guys. And arrivederci, as I think I'm saying that right. Arrivederci. I don't know. Anyway, arrivederci. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.